You hate to do it, but at the same time, it's hilarious. Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith. I am your host, Fractured Filter, along with, as always, my co-host, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
What's up? What's up? What's going on?
Well, you know, another week, another bunch of Star Wars, another bunch of sadness. Stupidity abound, you know, you name it. They certainly fill all the gaps there, don't they?
You know, I posted earlier. I was like, Disney blew my. I wasn't being facetious at all because you know me. I'm not a cynical a-hole like you or anybody else that we bring on the show. But I was like, Disney really, blew my mind, and they have. I did not think that it was possible to just create just a smoldering, liquid hot dumpster fire, hot garbage that is Kenobi. I didn't think it was possible to break, some people, flirt the line with like continuity, like, breaking it and whatnot, but this is like, has gone above and beyond it. And I'm so sick of people. Like, I get in arguments all the time, at local shops and everything. Like, how, people come out and they say, like, whoa, hold on, like, why don't, they'll ask me, like, did you watch the Kenobi? I'm like, yeah, I watched it. It's like, oh, how'd you like it? I was like, it's a dumpster fire. I'm like, well, why don't you like it? I was like, because it breaks continuity. And they're like, well, how does it break continuity? And then I give examples of like how it breaks continuity, and then the same old argument is like, well, because it wasn't explained. We've talked about this many times, but it's like, well, because it wasn't implicitly stated.
Yeah, that seems to be their attempt to get out of jail free card.
Or someone will say, well, that, actually George Lucas meant for it to be built on, expanded on, and all this and that. And when they say that, I'm like, I'd be very hard pressed, and you would have to make a very, very good case for me to believe that George would actually be okay with what it's become, what this has become. Like, if you sat there and told me that George Lucas, like Filoni and Favreau, they have taken George's ideas, like behind closed doors, and they have like created it. Like, if you told me that this is George's vision of what he wanted Star Wars to be and where to get, like, I would
be very, very.
Yeah, no. I was watching it was a video, but they were like, it was an interview between Favreau and some guy at Star Wars Celebration or whatever, and the guy was like, did you ever foresee Star Wars being, or The Mandalorian being as big as it is? And Favreau was like, was really excited to make Star Wars.
Right.
And that's literally what he said. I'm like, oh God.
I mean, you made a Star Wars with derivative characters. That's about as much as you could say, though, because when you take that close look at everything, you can realize, oh, Mandalorian, he's just basically your stand-in for Boba Fett. He's the new Boba Fett, basically, for Star Wars. It's like, you see what you're doing, and we don't like it.
Right. But like with this show, man, like, oh God, it's just.
Hey there, Sentinel. Welcome to the show, sir. Thanks
welcome.
Said, so it's just. Oh my God! I just read an article on Screen Rant, and I think I have AIDS or something. Oof. I know Screen Rant is usually consistently AIDS, but yeah, I can only imagine.
What was the article, I wonder?
That's a curiosity. Well, no, this is the thing. I was having a discussion with somebody at work that you know as well.
Wonderful.
I'll put it in the private chat really quick. And what bothered me, what got me, was he was saying how he doesn't really care about lore continuity. or is mainly like continuity. But I'm like, how could you be against or not want to take something like that seriously when continuity and lore and stuff like that, that's part of what helps keep your own story consistent. You're building your world building, you're doing all of these things. How could you be so loosey goosey with all that? I mean, to
Yeah.
me it's like that's great about like the Star Wars EU is when you read the books, the comics, you have the continuity that is shared between all of them, either through references or yeah, it's kind of just through references or just
So what were they
locations or
saying? What
whatever.
were they saying exactly?
It was just essentially that they weren't very concerned about having strong continuity for stories, particularly when it came into regards to comics. So he was very fine with a lot of the quick changes and stuff like that, which, like I was explaining, is always what's bothered me about Western comics is that it's hard to find that consistent story path, not only through the story writing, but then also through the artwork.
Yeah.
But it's a problem when you have so many cooks in the kitchen trying to put something together, and you lose threads, you mess things up. It's all sorts of problems.
Well, my whole thing is, and like, I mean, I can't speak. I guess OG would be better suited for this conversation because I haven't read. I mean, I've read some of the Dark Horse comics, but not all of them. But the problem I have with this show is that it doesn't follow anything. Like from a canon perspective or legends, like I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I guess I'd have to go back and read the Dark Horse comics, but I want continuity. Like
Yeah.
the old argument, the tired old argument, and it's almost as is somebody asked me, they were like, well, would you rather watch a movie based off canon or based off something that is going to happen, or would you rather watch something that's completely new and you have no idea what's going to happen with it? And
But that depends on the context of what that is, though. I mean, yeah,
for
it's
sure,
great to get something new, but at the same time, if you know and love like a certain book series, sure, you want to see that turned in. You'd love to see it turned into a movie, especially a faithfully done, or whatever.
right? And so, like, my answer will always be when it comes to like DC, comics or Star Wars. It's like I want continuity.
Yeah,
But here's the thing though, if you we're EU purists, right? So like there's so much that you can do. Like if you were to follow EU and you're to follow, there's so much that you can do with the story to where it can be engaging, it can be worth the watch, versus coming up with your own thing and trying to produce something that's really great, and then it just turns out to be like dog water, which this Kenobi show has done exactly that. I knew it was going to be bad. And again, like we talked about it before, like we want to enjoy Star Wars stuff. We want to enjoy content. We're not here to just rip on everybody because we just want to rip on Disney. Like partially that's correct because it's the mouse, but like we want to love things that are Star Wars.
yeah.
But I knew that this was going to be bad. I like just and my opinion wasn't subjective. It was objective in the fact that everything that we had watched and everything that you and I have talked about has led one to believe logically that this was going to be bad. But I did not think.
Well, it's
That it was gonna
following
be
patterns. It's
for
following
sure.
what their already track record has been between destroying certain legacy characters
Right.
and just the already poor
They're really
performances, poor
they're
writing,
really
you name it.
yeah, they're really bad at playing poker. Like I would love to get in a room and play poker with some of these people like Favreau and Filoni because their poker face is just absolutely atrocious in the sense that like you can see this coming. And if with the deconstruction of characters and canon, like they're painting the picture of like, oh no, we want to create all this stuff and do it for the fans, but like those of us
Proving
who
us right.
well for sure, but those of us that are privy to their shenanigans, like you don't have to be stupid, like it's so clear as day to see where they're going with it, like
Yeah.
it's just a matter of time, and I don't like saying it because I know that you love Kyle Katarn, but it's just a matter of time before they
I
totally
know.
retcon that character. It's just a matter of time
Well, they
before.
technically have already, but no, they're
Well,
gonna.
yeah.
I got the feeling that somewhere down the line he's gonna get brought in, and I'm just gonna be. Oh boy.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it with Heir to the Empire, it's one of my favorite books. It's not the
Yeah.
favorite, obviously, but like it's gonna happen. Man.
Yeah,
I mean, they already
yeah.
butchered Thrawn. They already with the space whales. Like, they already
Yeah, they
did it.
did.
And just so. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be bad, but I did not think. Each episode, you ever read something or you ever watch something, you feel just more stupid
Yeah, I've had. Yeah,
than before.
basically.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, this is
basically
literally like
Obi-Wan.
my brain. Each time I watch one of these episodes, my brain is just like liquid.
I'm still
Because
trying to decide what's been worse between this and Boba Fett. I'm really I feel like they're about tied at this point.
oh, ooh, how dare you bring that up? I don't know, man. I would
Yeah,
almost rather. I think it's more tolerable. I think Boba is more tolerable because
we can make fun of it a lot easier. This is
yeah,
a little tougher.
this hits to home just because of the
It's
love of
Kenobi.
it's Kenobi. It's the
It's
love of
Kenobi and
the
Darth Vader. You have
and oh god, I can't. Who's the
two of
who's
the
the
biggest characters, and it's like,
yeah who's the guy who I was watching an interview of I haven't watched Rebels and I watched a little bit of Clone Wars. Who's the guy that plays Maul in Rebels? The voice actor.
Sam Witwer.
This guy, I can't stand this guy. I can't stand his voice. I can't stand just how he did Maul. Like I've watched bits and clips or bits and pieces of like how Maul is portrayed in Rebels, but like I watched his interview at Celebration, trying to come up with some of the stuff for the show, but it was like where it's like Kenobi. I'm like, oh my god, just shut up, dude, just shut up, like.
Yeah, that kind of
Maul,
became the
you
line.
just, oh god, yeah, but I can't get that out of my head. Everyone's like Kenobi. I'm like, God, you just ruined Maul. Just let him be this
Well,
assassin that never talked.
They ruined him by resurrecting him. That was problem A. Problem B was then giving him a new voice actor, which I don't think he did a terrible job at it. I thought
You're a
he was
better man than I
okay.
am.
But they definitely should have brought back the original voice actor because it was much deeper and menacing sounding than what Whitwer has done. Great job, but just it was very different than what
I guess someone
had.
that's about to, I was able to find Shadowhunter and Lockdown and Hardback. So
Oh,
I
did
mean,
you? Nice.
yeah. So one that's I guess gonna start reading those. I don't know. I felt like and we're going off topic here, but like I just felt like
It's fine.
Maul was supposed to be this, silent assassin that nobody
Right.
knew a lot about,
Well,
and
yeah, he was very short of words, and that was part of his mystique. That was part of what, and then he had just such a cool look that everyone
yeah,
was like, "Yeah." And Lucas knew I have to kill him, and make sure he is in such a
yeah.
way he
And then
stays dead.
Filoni, the apprentice, the disciple, came back and
Yeah.
here it's like,
Well,
well,
and it's
Maul
like I don't
never.
know.
Oh yeah,
Who
these
do you?
shows are
It's like
like
who do you point the finger at? Was it just Filoni? Was it Lucas as well approving it? It's like
I think Lucas
it's
himself
so.
said, like, I knew I had to kill this guy. I think I read
No,
an
that was
article.
the original intention.
Yeah, but then,
Always
but
so
then, like, the
questionable.
argument, like, then these shows would be like, well, he never died. No, he never died. He just fell down the shaft and he fell into a garbage chute and got transported. So he didn't fucking die.
Oh boy.
I'm like,
Yeah, he
go
did.
swallow your. And then when they do that to me, I'm like, go swallow your lightsaber. Swallow it and then ignite it.
They
The
do it on their
downward
OnlyFans.
motion. No, I'm serious. That's what they. When he got saved. He went to a garbage disposal and got transported to like Dathomir or wherever the Night Sisters are.
I don't even know. It's been so long. I don't even remember where he got
Yeah.
transported to.
But to your point, it touches. It's on a different level because, like I said, yeah, they're two iconic characters, but someone who grew up with the original trilogy, the love of everything, and then reading the book, man, like I obviously I'm a canon guy, I'm a Legends guy, you know that. So when I read, the Kenobi book, like, oh, it's just so well done. Like, there are
Yeah.
books that we can read, and we can have our own rip on each book and whatnot. But it's very interesting because there's not a lot of Legends books that I've read where I can just rip on. Like, there's critiques that I have, but like to like full on rip on a book, like, it's too and far, or it's very, very, very few.
Yeah.
But this book was
Well,
just so well
and
done.
here's kind of a point to the whole mall, the Sentinel. Problem with their logic is they fundamentally don't understand what happens when a lightsaber cuts through flesh. Yeah, that's been my point.
You've done that a couple
some
times,
heat.
yeah.
Yeah, I got heat a little bit when I.
You did, man. I was
pointed
reading
out.
those comments and I was waiting. I had my popcorn out eating and just waiting for you to slowly come out and.
I just
and-
was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my comment. I'm gonna back out. I'll let everybody else do their fighting.
Yeah.
Because like even my brothers pointed out, they're all just gonna come out with bad faith arguments anyways. They're not gonna be.
Oh, the straw
they're not
man
gonna
argument.
Yeah, well, they're not gonna want to have a legitimate conversation anyways.
No.
Because they're coming from it with their defense of the Disney Star Wars and everything, and I'm just like, guys, you got some fundamental problems here. You are not following the rules of how these lightsabers are supposed to act, supposed to, cut
Right.
people up. And I know we've exceptions, but here's the thing: the dark side only, entrusts its power to the truly strong, right?
Someone made an argument on one of your posts. It was like they're like, well, like basically, oh, what was I have to find it pulled up, but it's like
There is a lot of different
Sith
ones that,
equals be like a Sith is able to survive a lightsaber blow because of the dark side of the Force.
the dark side through rage, power, and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
the thing is that like these Inquisitors are only meant to have very light training, and they aren't meant to they aren't being fully. They're still like dark Jedi, basically. They are not full Sith or anything like that. They've gotten at best, the minimalist of lightsaber training and stuff like that. They're just meant to. They're basically they're the stormtroopers with lightsabers. That's basically them, So they're not meant to really be somebody that's received training like with my picture, Darth Bane, or yours, Darth Malgus, where yes, they know how to channel and fuel their rage and power to continue fighting through some pretty mortal wounds. But the thing is, it always catches up to them in the end, somewhere down the line. Certain things, yes, they can keep going, but at some points, like I think I remember seeing somebody mention Darth Sian. Darth Sian was also a mental thing. Like once you started getting into that conversations with him, you could kind of drag him away from his thought processes of keeping himself sustained like that, and he would boom be dead, or at least certainly depowered. So it's all it's so much.
I'm trying to find that tweet because one of the guys that posted on the comment was just like dumber than a box of rocks with what he was saying.
So
I can't find it.
Yeah, no worries. Sentinel. So when you're stabbed with a lightsaber through the chest, multiple organs are starved of blood and nutrients from flowing freely because they've been cauterized and therefore shut off, killing you. There's absolutely no way, even with the dark side, could Maul have survived. The only reason Anakin survived is because Obi-Wan's lightsaber sliced off his limbs, not torso nor impaled Anakin through the chest with it. Right. And you'd think a lot of this would just be common sense, or just the very bare minimum of, this is what's going to happen. How are you not following the threads like the rest of us, considering what a lightsaber does? Yes, like in the original Star Wars movie, before it became A New Hope, Obi-Wan slices that dude's arm off, you see blood and everything, but then after that all changed.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back, Luke loses a hand.
Lopped arm.
It's lopped right off, cauterized, the whole 9 yards. What we know lightsabers to act. You could even see that was another exception to things that first time, but
I could be wrong with this argument, but I find it very interesting that, the characters that are stabbed in the stomach or chest region, you know, some of them have died and some of them have lived, but it's very ironic that the ones that have lived have been like characters designed or created by like Filoni or I could be wrong, but I feel like, like the Grand
Sometimes, yes.
Inquisitor.
But I mean, this whole Inquisitor Riva and stuff. This is not Filoni, Favreau. They have nothing to do with the show. This is just these writers putting it together their own
For
bullshit.
sure. For sure. So I retract that part. They may not be. I still feel like I don't know. I watched the interview where Dave Favreau's like, yeah.
Filoni began the decline of common sense in Star Wars. Disney simply finished it and declared themselves victorious in doing so. Yeah, and that's been a lot of my problems with with the extra adaptation. Like it is with the I made the rant about Jedi Fallen Order. You're basically using a baseball bat lightsaber. You aren't using a lightsaber; it's a baseball bat. They have no. Yeah. They don't share any of the same rules or anything like that. It's just bat.
Is the argument on this that these characters that have survived, air quotations, because they're dark side Force users,
just by the very lack of better term, just from what I was seeing from some of the replies, just by the very virtue that they were quote dark side, suddenly meant they could survive any mortal wound that they suffered.
Qui-Gon succumbed, yeah.
Because we had Qui-Gon who apparently was, like it is. He was a different type. He was a different kind of Jedi. But he wasn't channeling rage or anything like that. Right.
But that's the question.
It's still a mortal wound. It's still a wound in a spot that, and especially when you look at placement and stuff like that. You're kind of effed, man.
So if the argument is solely based off the fact that like some of these dark Jedi channeled their rage and the rage is what saved them, then I guess my question would be, or my counter to that would be like, well, the Inquisitors aren't dark. They're not Sith. To your point, like they're not even.
The only Sith that are meant to be existing is Darth Vader and Sidious.
Right. So
the rule of
how
two,
do you?
While kind of
they're Force sensitive, I guess.
But
they're Force
sensitive.
That's
why I say they're dark Jedi. They're Jedi that have gone to the dark side.
They're no more powerful than like the Brothers of Destruction were in the Bane series, because they weren't Sith.
They were the Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah, the Dark Brotherhood. When I say Brotherhood of Destruction, yeah, the Dark Brotherhood. Path of Destruction is the book.
I thought you were almost channeling some of that old wrestling knowledge.
Yeah. Brother, man, WWF. Oh, man. See, they just don't come up with good stuff like that anymore. Yeah. Brothers of Destruction. That's where I was going with it. Had a WWF moment. Get the F out.
No, that's the thing. That's like, they were bringing up, Darth Maul survived. No, he shouldn't have survived. And I hated that too.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
He never should have been brought back to life. Just like I think, Sidious should have never been brought back to life. Neither Disney nor.
Well, he was mad though. He was mad that he got beat by a Jedi apprentice.
Huh?
Well, I'm just saying these guys like, well, he was mad because he got beat by a Jedi apprentice. He got beat by a Padawan.
He was mad because he got beat by a Jedi. Period. I mean, it doesn't matter as an apprentice. He got beat by a Jedi. So of course, naturally, that pisses off Maul. But I mean, not to the point where you're surviving getting cut in half. I mean, you're losing a lot there.
This is literally what's going to happen, though. If Maul can survive being...
Yeah, that's the problem, is that they made it that Maul lived, because they made Maul live, and that makes it... The gates are open for just about anybody to survive any stupid freaking wound.
Just Mace Windu.
It's ridiculous.
It's just Mace Windu. That's the only thing.
It opens the door for Mace Windu, absolutely.
Yeah, because the shaft was a lot...
He got full power blast by Sidious, by lightning, and got flung out a freaking window.
I think Palpatine was double dipping.
I think cut in half, so why not?
This is why I love Sheev, because this boy was double dipping. Not only did he hit the dude with Force lightning, but I'm pretty sure to add insult to injury, he force pushed him out the window. Was like here's your force lightning, and also go suck a
There.
fart. Yeah, and then force pushed him out the, you know.
It's
This
kind
dude
of
had
like
like three. He had like three different. He got like, oh, there's so many different insult to injuries.
it's kind of like the
Gave.
combinations you could do in Jedi Outcast, and when
Oh yeah.
you like grip them, do the force grip, and then throw the
He's like,
lightsaber at
yeah.
them,
He's like, I am
stuff
the
like that.
Senate. That's number one insult. Number two is I just killed all of your homeboys in literally 1.2 seconds. Insult three is Anakin just wallops your arm, and then I'm gonna
Arm
force
right
lightning
off.
you. Yeah, I'm gonna force lightning you, and then I'm gonna like force push you out my executive suite,
Yep.
the chancellor suite
So,
to the street below.
should we check out this article Sentinel mentioned? I did find it.
Let's do it. Did you find it?
Yeah, I did find it. So yeah, he said it's entitled "The Clone Wars Original Rex Plan Would Have Been a Mistake." Oh boy, can only wonder what this will be like.
This is based off okay.
The show,
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Yeah, for the Clone Wars. So let me move some things around. This over here, put this over here. There we go.
A
All right.
Legends era character.
Captain Rex was almost a Legends era character. I could have sworn he would have still been considered that, but all right. But the decision to make him an original character instead was the right choice. Captain Rex was almost a completely different character in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, but the show's original plan for him would have done a disservice to his character. Captain Rex was the main clone character in the Clone Wars, and like Ahsoka Tano, quickly became one of the show's breakout stars due to its compelling character development and incredible storylines. Rex was initially meant to be a Legends character, however, which wouldn't have worked nearly as well as the original character that he ended up being. Ow. Don't. I guess I failed to understand that. Um, Due to a plethora of continuity snarls with the original Clone Wars multimedia project, 2008's The Clone Wars is considered by some fans to be the only part of the post 2014 canon timeline, since it doesn't fit with the Star Wars franchise's original continuity legends. Before he became Rex, the Clone Wars was going to make the ARC Trooper Alpha 17, aka Alpha, its primary clone character. Alpha was featured heavily in the Legends era Republic comics, fighting alongside Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi throughout the Clone Wars. Alpha's fate was tragically left unclear, however, as he was aboard a medical vessel commandeered by the Ratataki Sith apprentice Asajj Ventress and was never heard from again. Well, it's kind of funny that they even mentioned her as a Ratataki here when Clone Wars did away with that whole backstory. Last I recall, she basically became just another human, just kind of an odd-looking one. Or no, she was part of the Death Mirroring Witches, something screwy. They did.
Yeah.
So Alpha was nearly the main clone character in the Clone Wars, but George Lucas vetoed the idea, disliking the alliteration of Alpha sharing a team with Anakin, Ahsoka, and R2. An original character, Captain Rex, was created instead, which proved to be a far better decision than using Alpha. In addition to avoiding further continuity issues with Legends, which was the official continuity at the time, Rex made a far stronger statement regarding clone troopers. Alpha is an ARC trooper, while Rex is an ordinary clone trooper, making Rex's characterization in the Clone Wars have a greater impact on the series. Huh.
Interesting.
In Legends, ARC troopers are the most elite clones in the Republic military. Personally trained by Jango Fett as Mandalorian warriors, ARC troopers were also minimally modified, with only growth acceleration and some physical enhancements separating them from their template. This makes Alpha's personality and quippy responses to allies and enemies alike unsurprising, as ARC troopers were fundamentally different from the rest of the clone army. Despite his customized armor that greatly resembled that of an ARC trooper, Rex was a standard clone with the rank of captain. But I could have sworn all of them were trained by Mandalorians to some degree, especially by Django.
That's what my understanding was, but I could
Yeah.
be wrong.
This means that
Because
Rex
he
was
was
heavily
the original
modified.
template.
Yeah, well, that too. Underwent conditioning meant to make him totally obedient. Despite this, Rex constantly demonstrated his free will throughout the Clone Wars, and his character development was, therefore, possibly for any clone trooper. Rex questioned orders, mourned the deaths of his men, and significantly grew as a character throughout the Clone Wars 7 seasons. For Legends era ARC Trooper like Alpha, this would be expected as he and all other ARCs lacked most of the behavioral conditioning of standard clone troopers. A more common clone officer like Rex being characterized so robustly reflected the potential every clone trooper, which is far better than the Star Wars Clone Wars original plan for the character. What the freak? Ah. Yeah, what was it? Something else got here. Due to a plethora of continuity snarls with the Clone Wars multimedia project, a fucking fucking lie. I wanted to smack the guy. Lies, all lies. Ah, God. Like it is, I'm still trying to fill in a lot of the holes for myself. I know I was going through a lot of Mandalore's videos that he
Yeah.
did for the multimedia project for the original Clone Wars before Filoni got his furry hands on him. But no, I mean, even then, last I knew, a lot of the clones even and then had a degree of their own personality to some degree, yeah, free will, but like at the same time, they were strictly conditioned, especially when it came to following specific orders. When it comes to one specific order,
66.
until they added stupid control chips.
Ugh.
God, that was
Which,
dumb.
and that irritated me because it was never a freaking chip. It was written in law. If you read
Yeah.
the books, and I haven't read all the books by Karen Travis, but if you haven't, go get them, go pick them up. So far, amazing. But yeah, it
That's a
wasn't
book
freaking,
series I need to look into.
Yeah, it wasn't a freaking chip. And that's what irritated me. Even even in the Clone Wars, the Clone Wars series, they touched on it. I'm like, that's so stupid.
It was TCW that had a plethora of continuity snarls. Oh yeah, it did. Oh yeah. No, and yeah, speaking of uh, the oh god, brain, like the commandos and stuff. I'm gonna be once I edit together the last couple of live plays I did for Jedi Outcast. Once I get those uploaded, I'll be starting Republic Commando next.
Are you gonna do it, Republic
Ye-
Commando? I was gonna ask you.
It got
No, that
voted on.
means no, that means
So,
I'm gonna have to download it then.
I'll be playing through that, and I know last time I had played through it, I'd gotten to Kashyyyk,
Yeah,
and I think I was pretty close to beating the game. I just kind of fell out of it and stopped. But no,
Republic Commando.
yeah, Republic Commando.
Nice.
But I know what happened at the end. I just didn't get to it myself.
Yeah. Side note: did you ever play Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2?
Yeah,
Like I remember playing. I think I played the first one, but was the second one any good? Worth the play?
not particularly. It felt really like it should have just been attacked on like DLC. It wasn't bad. It was very lackluster in comparison to the first one.
First one was better than.
First one's a little better, yeah. I'd
Okay.
say, like I said, it's like an actual full game versus the second game. Just kind of felt very filler.
Now that we're just touch on this real quick. How do you so Dark Forces? Is that a? Can you only get that, or I guess the game before Jedi Outcast too? Like, can you only get that on computer, PC?
Dark Forces was. I mean, it was on it was on PlayStation.
Okay.
I don't know if they did like a port for a redone version of the game on the new consoles or
Yeah,
on the like
figure that
Xbox
out.
Live or anything like that. I just know, yeah, you'd have to go to like either on Steam or GOG.com and pick up a copy of it for PC.
That'll be my next game, but I didn't want to go on that. I just had a question because we were talking about the next game you were playing.
Yeah, so that's what I'll be jumping into next.
Nice.
Since the mention of clone commandos and stuff like that.
This is pretty. Like I said, if I remember the game correctly, it was a good game.
Dark
For the time.
Forces or
Well, no, I never played Dark Forces. I need to play Dark Forces. No, the
Force
Republic
Unleashed?
Commando.
Oh, Republic Commando. Oh yeah, no. The game was awesome. The game's a lot of fun. It's just been a while since I had gotten back to it, and I'll be just like I said, I'll be doing like a full playthrough of that. It's really good. I really should check out the Republic Commando books and stuff to get more of that information kind of filled in for me.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you,
I
like
had to
it's
find the books.
yeah, you might have to go digital, but definitely worth it.
So yeah, do you have anything you wanted to bring up in particular?
I thought there was a article that I had on Discord. Oh dear, so what I want to do? Stand by. I'm gonna pull Discord here.
I didn't see anything get posted recently, so it's been kind of quiet on the home front.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot this week, but I thought there was one. Stand by. Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a lot dropping. I think everybody's been doing their reviews.
Well, it's been the
Um,
reviews. It's been also just Lucasfilm in general being complete tits. It's still
yeah,
trying to claim, the whole racism's crap, directing all that towards the fan base, and anybody that says, Kenobi isn't really that good, guys.
yeah.
I mean, it's like we hate you. We gotta break it to you. It's not good.
It's like they knew that it wasn't going to be good, so they need to have some type of.
Oh, they doubled and tripled down and have been making sure, anytime any well, and that's been kind of a point of contention this week is like even the StarWars.com or the Star Wars official Twitter account has been itself kind of going after people, smaller channels or smaller accounts, stuff like that, and doing what they call the dog piling and even causing one person to find out just completely. Speaking of it, the data racer had it.
Yeah, I didn't see any. Yeah, I was trying to go through. I thought we had some.
So yeah, Data Racer, the Star Wars Twitter account, has bullied a fan off social media. They went after a guy with only 2 followers for calling out their cringe comic book, claiming to be against harassment. Star Wars celebrated the thousands of nasty replies that bullied someone off of Twitter. I mean, honestly, getting off of Twitter, they did the person a favor. But it's with the whole this month being this month.
Yeah,
I don't know how else to phrase it, So like, fuck. But no, the person was just making a very
it's
the
Vader in the
power.
background. That's the Vader in the background.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen this or if you even want to go over it because I'm just like I'm so tired of this shit at this point. It's like
Which one are you seeing?
this.
Oh, this
So
one.
like the person who said don't make Star Wars political, which that right there was already like kind of what you're kind of. I
Oh, with it being
understand.
this month specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and the Star Wars
People
account coming
that
back
say, yeah, people who say
with
don't make something political fully intend to make something political.
well, and I mean it's the funny thing. It's like that, like Star Wars, queer characters are existing isn't political. Well, according to the left side of things, the
Yeah.
personal is political. So yes, it's political. You're wrong. But I think the point the person just kind of wanted was, we've got so much of this shit being force fed in everything. Can you just have stories that aren't involving a degree of politics? Because I mean, I could think of it. I mean, I would think even like the Darth Bane books aren't heavily political in any form. There's good stories, dark stories,
Right.
but good stuff, and just mostly about you know badass.
No, it's not
Call of
political at
Duty.
all, really. Like, political in the sense that it describes the politicalness of, like, the Sith.
Yeah,
But other than
well,
that, like,
that's like certain
but
hierarchies and
that's,
stuff like
yeah, but
that.
that's
But I
not
mean,
necessarily
it's
political, though. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think it's political.
neither did I. Not that I got any kind of sense of it from going through those books as often as I have.
Yeah.
No, it's just it's like they're trying to do everything they can to burn their own IP down
Yeah. I mean,
by
essentially.
starting all these freaking fights and yeah, yeah. I'm just like it is. It's it's the meme I've used more than enough times of just it's just also tiresome.
Yeah. No, I
Like,
agree.
and this is like what I've talked about with like my brother. It's like we can't. But this is more in relation like when I talked to him about it. It's more in relation to video games. It's like I just want video games to be fun. I want fun. Can we just have fun again?
No, it's
I'm
not.
just. It's just kind of this is why I still play old games. I play Jedi Outcast. I'll play Republic Commando. I'll play all the old stuff, Shadows of the Empire, before I'll touch a lot of the new crap that has uh, any underlying political messages and crap like that that is force fed so heavily to you. I mean, everything
Yeah.
has it basically, but it was a lot subtler back in the day too, or just non-existent.
Excuse me. Yeah. There was something I wanted to go over if you're down with it. And if not, then we'll just let old dogs lie. But I think OG posted. Oh, I have to find a tweet. But it's like Amazon or Google like released early the some of the reimagined covers. I think maybe it was Amazon.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I can't with these reimagined covers. Like I can't. Like I had sent a reply back to her saying that the mouse has all the money in the world. They have all the money in the relatively speaking. They have all the money in the world that they could literally get anybody that they wanted to create I guess new covers. First of all, like the issue I have with this is that you're shysters to begin with. You're shysters because you don't want to pay royalties. Fine. You don't want to pay royalties. You're fine. That's fine. You're still a shyster, right? The second issue I have is that you want to repump out these reimagined covers, right? They are so bad. They are so bad. They are like I don't even want to say they're bad because we can deal with that. Like these are just oh god, they're just
Here they are.
terrible. Just my 8 and 9-year-old nieces could come up with a better drawing than this. Like look at this. Like is this supposed to be like now for those of you that haven't read Deceived, right? I'm assuming that this is the part in the book where Veridum is killing his lover because his lover is
No, this is
not
this is
or is
Malgus
this
against the Jedi girl. I forget her name at the moment. That was apprentice
okay.
to the Jedi he killed in the temple.
Wow.
Not many, but Christ.
What was her name? She was Zondvalo or Zenvalo's apprentice.
That
Is
was
that his
the that
name?
was the yeah that was I believe that was him.
What's his name? Is it Vinzalo? I think it's
Hang on.
Vinzalo.
So terrible with names,
I
anyways.
don't know. Now that I'm on my computer, I can look it up.
So yeah, he fights and kills Master Venzalo, and then I'm guessing this is supposed to be okay. Here's the name: Jedi Knight Aaron Lanier.
Lanier, yeah,
I
Aaron
think that's who.
Lanier.
I think this is who this is supposed to be.
Okay, well, I just saw it and I was like, just thought that it was because you can't really tell there's a lightsaber with all this stupid, ridiculous blue shards of whatever it's supposed to be.
Well, it's like look at
Also,
this.
I'd just say because that's the favorite part of the book. That's my favorite part of the book, honestly, is when he kills his lover, the Twi'lek, his Twi'lek lover.
Well, it's just like look at this cover, okay, and then
Just look at my avatar, like that. Like that's Malgus.
look at the actual cover. I mean,
Who did it? Like,
this alone is much more impressive to me.
it's very
than-
basic. Yeah, it's very
this.
basic, but like.
Well, I mean, you get the sense. You already get the sense. You see the destruction of the temple in the background. Malgus standing there by himself. Because I mean, it's basically his book.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the full artwork.
Yeah.
Jedi temple destroyed in the background. It gives you every bit of that bits of information you need just with the cover. Malgus looking intimidating as hell after just slaughtering and killing a bunch of Jedi, and he's ready to, freaking raise Coruscant to the ground.
Yeah.
And of course they don't because they're stupid. But I mean, it's just you. What is it? Like you said, it's excuse me. Too much of this, the blue coloring and everything. It's all they're blending together too much. Like it is, you couldn't even tell that this was that it was a lightsaber.
No. Yeah, because
that's what you can notice Malgus and his lightsaber.
Yeah.
But you
Well, that's
can't
what I was saying.
tell
Like
Aaron Lanier hers.
it just looks like
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know how you saw her as a Twi'lek, but.
well, yeah. I mean, well, in my rage last night, my rage was blinding me last night. But look at some of the other covers. Like there's the Back to War. Pull it. I don't know if you can pull up that one.
Oh, yeah. Let me get that back. Yeah. So then the Back to War, these Rogue Squadron books, whatever they're called, the X-wing books or the X-wing book. These are just so boring.
The books are the covers.
The covers.
Yeah.
Covered. Not the books themselves.
So I'm gonna try to.
You get the.
Yeah, if you get the X-wing, I'm trying to pull it up here.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, here we go. Hang on.
Yeah, you quicker at it than I am.
I mean, look at that.
Oh my!
Beautiful
Yeah.
artwork. It's getting into showing off that you're gonna be reading about some dog fights going on.
Yeah.
Clearly, the Empire taking the remnant. I think it's supposed to be the remnant Empire.
Yeah.
I mean, God dang.
Like so, you.
I mean, just looking at this makes me go, God man.
So
I wish I picked
yeah.
up these books when I was younger.
Well, if they.
I wish I knew better.
I don't know.
I wish I knew better.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I want to pull up play. I don't know if you are quicker at it. They're quicker than I am. But look at the Plagueis one, like the new Plagueis one.
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Darn it.
Yeah, this is the old one.
Yeah.
And this is the new one.
Like.
Boom. But yeah,
Looks like, what I would assume is actually Plagueis because he is immune. It looks like immune,
yeah.
characteristically
Well, I
speaking.
mean, this actually is getting his face a little bit, but it's just it's yeah. It just it doesn't have this. I mean, it's definitely playing on him being the shadow figure and
Yeah.
having Palpatine being kind of the front man. But I mean, this is definitely that power dynamic of you got the one time you're gonna see Sheev kneeling to anybody, it's Plagueis.
Yeah.
Him just kind of overseeing him and no, I mean it's a little. I mean, to some degree, you could say it's a little plainer than what this is. There's a little more going on this, but sometimes less is more in this instance.
Yeah. I just. So I guess the question that I've been wrestling with, the last couple, well, I guess last night and then today is like, why? Why do these reimagined covers? Is it solely because you don't want to pay a royalty to the artist? And if that is, if you are paying a royalty, what would that royalty be? Would the royalty that you're paying justify you just X-naying all the original covers, all the original artwork to do your own? Like,
Yeah. Well, it.
it's TIE Fighter, if you're wondering what that was.
I
But
love it.
yeah, but like, why? So why do it? Is this your ego dictates, or your ego is basically telling you to create your own content?
Yeah.
But it's not your content. Like, yeah, you bought the rights, and you might like.
Well,
How do
and
I
look
say
at
it? Like,
this Revan book cover too. Awesome.
oh, I
Got
didn't
him
see
looking
the.
fully fleshed in with his armor, looking cool. You got Drummond Koss in the background with the lightning storm. He's looking ready for a fight, and then this, which to me comes off more of him looking very awkward in this fighting pose. And I forget the Sith. And the Sith doesn't even look like a Sith because you're supposed to be a pureblood Sith. And there's
So who's this character supposed to be?
let me get her name really quick because I
I've not read the. I picked it up. I haven't read it.
Darth
On
Nyrus. Here she is. But they're using the new artwork.
Of course, this is Wikipedia, and they don't have the old artwork, I'm assuming.
Or there wasn't really any artwork per se for her. Because yeah, let me get a pureblood Sith. Which if we ever get you in Star Wars: The Old Republic, you'll see the characters that you can create. So yeah, this it's kind of still tough to see.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're all purely red. They've got usually these kind of face mandibles and stuff hanging off. They can have all sorts of kind of cool designs, but
That reminds me of
she's
Malgus'
showing none of
Master.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's a pureblood Sith.
Yeah.
Let me see if they have anything else. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, now gets it out. Yeah. So yeah, and like I said, that the artwork for that Revan book just looks very. The
Bad.
poses themselves look awkward. It's over. It's got a lot of. I don't know what it is with these covers because that's not been the only time I've seen that artwork style. Because I think they've even done that with the new Kenobi book cover too.
Yeah. It's like I don't know if it's like a water painting type art.
If it's like an oil painting sort of thing.
Oil, yeah, something like that. But it's just bad. But so, but like, what are your thoughts on it? Is it that they don't want to pay royalty? Is it that they want to basically come up with something that's their
I
own, but
think
it's not
it's
their own
yeah.
because this has been established before they even bought Lucas. So like, why do it?
This is their way of rebranding things, having it under their Legends label, and yeah, not like it is not having to pay other artists for any kind of royalties of reselling these books or reprints or whatever, which kind of makes you nervous if they decide to do reprints of like maybe
Well,
Dark Horse comics and stuff like
well,
that of the old Jedi of the old Legends material.
well, I brought this up on a while back, but it's like if they're going as far as to rebrand these covers, what's stopping them from taking key points
Story
out of story canon to fit a narrative that
theirs.
they're trying? Yeah, I mean,
I mean, there's
I don't know
nothing
from a
stopping
copy
them
I don't
necessarily, other
from a
but that
legalistic
certainly.
yeah.
I mean, that'll certainly get a lot of people's ire up more so
Well,
than the shows
but
have.
can they, like, I don't know all the legalistic things within
Yeah,
it
I
because
don't
the
know.
copyright and John Jackson Miller. I mean, it's his book. He started it. Disney. I don't know from like contractually, like if they legally can do it because like all these authors have like Michael Stackpole wrote the X-Wing series, right? John Jackson Miller wrote Kenobi. James
Right.
Luceno wrote Plagueis. Like, so is
I
it?
don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's stopping Disney or Lucasfilm from going in through those books to potentially rewrite key scenes. I don't know.
Am I crazy? Do you
Thank
think
God.
that's?
Thank God there is whatever there is stopping them. But I mean, we can only wait and see
Do you think
when
those?
people start documenting it.
Yeah. Do you think that? Would you put it like? Do you think that they could do it? Would they do it? You think?
I think they would, because it would mean a cheap way of adding new content.
Let's say they
But
took a New Hope and they went in the book and they took the scene out where, Leia says, change the verbiage from how whatever they changed it to in the book to fit what she said in the Kenobi series or make it what I mean, like the
well,
problem is
I'm pretty sure they're gonna be at some point remaking the original trilogy.
it's going to be after Lucas
Oh, excuse me.
dies. It's
It might
going to
even be
be
before
after.
that, considering
I
the
don't.
absolute shit show that these shows are turning out to be.
They have to wait until all of us die. They have to wait until all of the EU purists and the George loyalists and everything. I mean, this is literally separatists versus the Republic, right?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know. I could be
Because
wrong.
considering how much of the narrative they technically control, I mean, they could do this at any time, and all they had to do is say, "Oh, well, the people hating on our ideas are just racist, sexist, misogynist, whatever," and they have their drones of idiots that'll happily follow and toe the line.
Yeah.
Now you can say they
No,
are.
I mean,
There's not everyone is not all those drones are paying for everything, but at the same time, they're getting the money from somewhere.
but I just don't understand why they're doing it. Like, why rebrand it? Why? Like, this is what keeps me up late at night trying to think about like what goes through their head. How do you take a beautiful cover, a beautiful cover, of like the Back to War, by Michael Stackpole. You take a beautiful cover that like when you look at it, you can be like, man, like in your mind, you can visually, you know, put a scene together and visualize like, man, this is what I think the book's like. You know what I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but like you can look at a cover and be like, it draws you in, and you start thinking like, man, this sets the tone in my head. What
Yeah,
it could potentially be like in the book, right? And then pull up one of like this freaking Deceived book. It's like, and I'm salty. I'm salty about it because Deceived is I have a love hate relationship with that book because of how beautifully it was written and then how suddenly it ended, right? But they didn't do a
I guess I
sequel
can
to
kind of
it.
see it was well. The sequel is the video game,
Well, okay,
basically.
yeah,
That's basically the whole point of the book is to
right.
get you set up and hyped for the game.
Well, they still, and I'm not. They're I'm not going to call him a shyster, but he could have done a sequel to it. But anyways, but like, yeah, so like
Yeah, they
you go
could.
from that cover, which, like you said, got the temple in the background. He's walking out with his lightsaber, activated. Just it leads you, you think, okay, like he just, like something happened, something's going down, right? And then you look at
Yeah.
this cover where it's basically stick figures from one of Walt Disney's storyboards fighting in a mirror that exploded. Like it's a weird, like it almost like they got the book wrong. Like that almost looks more like something that should be on Shatterpoint versus Deceived.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was up all night thinking about this because she posted that, and I was just enraged, man. I was enraged. I went to my Legends collection on over by my bookshelf, and I just started. I was going to take a video or pictures of every single book I have, and be like, "We go from these to this.
Right.
We go from gold diamonds to liquid diarrhea in a Taco Bell bag."
Basically, I mean,
It's a moot
what it
point.
all
We
just
can,
feels like.
yeah.
It's just such a downgrade in terms of everything.
So your thoughts are they're just trying to rebrand it, and then this is potentially them.
Yeah, I see it as a rebranding effort. I see it as them putting out new artwork, so it's under their house, under their
It's
their
not even,
roof.
can you even
versus-
call it artwork? Like, it's just so bad. It's so bad. It's like I can't even. I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad because it's like it's so
Wow.
bad. Like this is the
Got you to
artwork.
swear, even dang, dude.
Well, it was almost semi.
you did cut yourself off there.
I did before the last syllable came out, but it's so bad, and it just really just. If I had to say a cuss word on the show, it just ticks me off.
It's right up there. It's definitely some infuriating nonsense.
But like I've seen, like I said, to Kenobi, the reimagined covers, Kenobi's just basic. It's like pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks basic. Shatterpoint
it's hang on, I'll even bring that up really quick again. It's funny because I mean, it's not another over. It's not like this is another overly designed cover either for the original.
no, but it's a lot better than that water painting.
But it
pumpkin
gives you
spice
much more
latte.
the idea of you're seeing the twin sons of Tatooine. I'm guessing this is supposed to be Owen Lars' homestead here,
Yeah.
and Kenobi being Kenobi,
Yeah.
standing guard of that homestead, basically.
Right.
And then you go to this, which is
I mean,
it's like an oil painting or something. It's just kind of like you got him kind of doing the same thing, but you're losing out on. Oh, this one even looks pretty cool too. But you're losing out on just having him present among.
you don't know
amongst
that. So the second cover, the reimagined, like you don't even know where it's just like a different angle or from
it's just
like a
him.
side view, but there's no double like, so it's just like him just standing. It's like,
you don't
where
get
is it?
that. Yeah, you don't get that understanding of you see the twin sons, you recognize the Hallows basically. You know he's gonna be on Tatooine. You get an idea of the setup.
And then Shatterpoint, like just for if you just look at Shatterpoint real quick, like beautiful cover, original cover, beautiful. Samuel L. Jackson, they both have Samuel on the cover, obviously, but this one, I don't know. I like that a lot better, because you see the and I'm
Got
still
him in the jungle.
yeah. I just started the book actually, so like you see, this character in the background and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's the back of the book, or the front
Yeah.
and the back.
Here's
So
the
you go,
front,
yeah. So
better
just
picture of it.
again, it's very elaborate, very eloquent, and then you go to
here's the reimagined.
like
which
lit,
is just-
like it. He's about. Is he in front of a constellation? Like what? Like again,
Well, it's
it's
definitely
literally it's the
playing
same.
up on the Shatterpoint,
No,
the shattering in the background and everything like that. That's what they're playing off of.
it's like they called all the actors in to do the exact same pose. That is the exact same pose that Kenobi
Well, I'm
did.
pretty sure this is probably from publicity shots and stuff that they
Probably.
had in Photoshop. So they slapped
So
it together and went, all right,
they
here we go. We got our cover.
literally made these cover. They're making a profit off these covers because no work went into making these covers.
Yeah, and they own all the licensing and stuff. So now it's completely theirs.
So it's like, and again, like y'all are shysters. Like nobody, some people don't like a royalty deal. Other people understand the royalty deal. It's like, I don't know, man. They're just shysters. Like I'm trying to defend myself calling them a shyster. But they're shysters, man. It's like you go from that to this.
Of the highest order.
It's a travesty of the highest order. And it's like, to quote Watson, it's like, does your depravity know no bounds? He says it to Sherlock, but it's like it's just bad, man. It's like, and that's why like I encourage, like, you're the one. I mean, years ago when we started talking about doing this, like you really were the one that, like, and I grew up reading the books. I grew up collecting somewhat of the books, like from my uncle and everything. But like really, like I've been on the last, probably within the last year, 6 months to a year. I've been really trying to find all the original covers because what they're doing, like, you see it now. Like you can still find the old covers in the mom and pop shops,
Yeah.
but there is a flooding of the new covers.
Oh, absolutely. They're trying to drown out and that's only going to drive up the value of the old stuff too.
Oh, for sure. And that's why, like, I mean, my goodness, Darth Plagueis is probably my favorite book. It's my favorite by far. And I found a hardcover on Amazon for, and I don't know if there's a glitch on the internet when I was looking up, but it was like $94 is what it was going for.
That doesn't surprise me.
So I'm waiting for the day
Yeah.
that I find it at this local bookstore, and hopefully I can find it for. Well, but with that being said, I found the Shadows of the Empire. I found that for, I think I paid $6 for that hardcover. Because I did, because you called me a bastard. You called me out on it.
I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
If there's definitely one of the hardcovers I would have loved to have had, that would have been one of them.
Yeah. So, but yeah, on Amazon, you could find, I think it was going for like 54. So there's people out there that, I think, what's my theory on this is that these people that have these hardcovers, they either love they love Star Wars and they want to, I guess, I don't know, resell them to pass them down, or somewhere along the lines these books are coming in from the mouse and they're selling their old Legends covers to get this reimagined dog water covers. But regardless, please keep selling them so I can keep buying them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was my tangent. I was just irritated.
Oh, hey, yeah. No, that was I was thinking about talking about those covers because I saw those last night too. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I think there's just three that she had posted. There was Deceived, Revan, and then
that was the tweet that she shared, and I brought that up really quick to.
But even
show
like
those ones,
but again, like the Darth Maul, right? The Shadow Hunter. It's like, oh, it's so bad.
Oh, is it me?
I know. I'm not a fan of it.
The book itself or the cover?
The cover, the reimagined cover.
Oh, Hunter.
And I can, because if you can't find the original Shadow Hunter one, then I'll grab a pic. It's on my bookshelf. I'll grab a picture of it. But yeah. See,
using the images from the first movie.
Yeah. Fine. This, people, it's nostalgia. Like, whatever. Fine.
Even that one looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is there a reimagined for this? No?
So I don't have that one. I have the first one. So I think the first one, if I'm not mistaken, was released first. Yeah, that do you like it?
It's not as egregious as some of those other ones.
Yeah.
But like it, I don't hate it. don't particularly love it, but I don't hate
Yeah.
it. You know?
I hate
Like I
it.
said, it's not like I mean, this at least looks at like there was some care put into it a little bit. Although the Coruscant background, which I'm guessing is supposed to be Coruscant because that's where it takes place.
Yeah.
That could have been done up a lot more to be more vibrant to
Because
the city itself and everything. But
the timeline doesn't it go? Is Darth Plagueis? No. Wow, what's the timeline? Because I think there's Darth Plagueis, Cloak of Deception. I think it's Shadow Hunter and then Lockdown.
hang on, let me
I'm trying to think of the timeline. Maybe
find
Cloak of
a.
Deception is before Darth Plagueis. I can't remember. No.
See it now. Let me get that list that I have of all the.
Oh, do you have it
books.
saved? Yeah.
Yeah, I have it saved somewhere. There it is.
Oh, is this the one where it's like anything in Reddit you have shit taste?
Yeah, basically. So Plagueis, and then Cloak of Deception, Darth Maul, Shadow Hunter, and then Maul Lockdown.
Oh, okay.
That's the order of which it shows it here. So yeah, that's and then it goes into Phantom Menace, and so on.
Want to do a shout out. Random House Audio, if you're listening today, the show, get your stuff together and do more unabridged productions. Don't be shysters.
Well, somebody was saying, yeah, they are doing more unabridged.
The Shadow Hunter they just came out with the unabridged.
Oh, did they? Okay. Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
that one was
It's $19, but yeah. But I need
yeah, it was
I need
EU Commando. I have it here. Yeah, he said Back to War, new unabridged audiobook. Looks like it's safe to say the entire X-Wing book series is getting unabridged productions, which is great news. That is, because I listened to them. I enjoyed them, but they were all abridged.
right.
Still good. I still enjoyed them, but that's good to know that they're doing that.
Well, and I'm confused. So there's the X-Wing series, but then there's like Rogue Squadron. And I know that's a newer one, but is my math? Well, I don't know.
Rogue Squadron is their rebranding.
Okay, by Michael.
That's part of what gets people a
Michael
little
Sackville.
scared of them possibly changing stuff in the books themselves. Because this was the
Are they
X-Wing
changing the
series.
name? Are they changing the name? Changing the covers of both?
All of the above. It sounds like, at least for
bastards.
the X-Wing series. For the X-Wing series,
But then
like
they
I
had
said, it's
the-
supposed to be X-Wing back to
The
war
Krytos trap.
versus
Krytos, is that how you pronounce it? Krytos Trap by Michael Stackpole. Narrated by Mark Thompson. So you can pre-order this. So this is unabridged too. So it looks like they are coming out with. There's a couple coming out in July. So Shadow Hunter is unabridged coming out in July. Or
Is
August.
this on Audible?
Yeah. No, it's through Apple Books, but I'm sure you can find it on Audible. Man, they've gone up in price, man. These audiobooks used to be like the production used to be like, I don't know, like $16, and now it's all like 20. A lot of these. But like Wedge's Gambit or Wedge's Gamble,
Yeah.
is that I don't know if that's a new one, but
That's
it's
the-
by.
Yeah, that's another one of the old.
But are they old or are they new?
They're new now because they're unabridged. 'Cause like I said, the ones I listened to were abridged.
Abridged.
Yeah.
Okay. God, these are so bad though. So
I hate
know
the
we've
idea
spent
though
them.
of buying them and giving the mouse money.
I mean, if you want unabridged, I get it, but
Ah, okay, yeah. They have the pre-order for Shadow Hunter as well.
shout out to OG Star Wars. If you're listening, you're probably not because you're doing your live podcast right now. But I was able to get Apocalypse Star Wars Legends of Fate of the Jedi in hardcover. Thank you. I see what
Nice.
you're doing. Yeah, I was able to order it in hardcover, and then I'm gonna start doing, I think, Outcast because the Fate of the Jedi, because she said that they were really, really good. And Apocalypse apparently paints Luke in a light where, like, a proper light, the light that he need like originally, or not really originally, but like this is a Luke that
Oh,
we
I listened to the
needed
first book of this series. It was pretty good.
as yeah, outcast.
I
Was it
think that
good?
was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Aaron Alston. I've not heard of
It was a good. It
Aaron
was a good
Alston.
setup to everything. I was enjoying it.
No,
Yeah, there's Outcast, Omen, Abyss, Backlash, Allies, Vortex, Eviction, Ascension, and Apocalypse.
yeah,
Oof.
there's like eight of them, I think.
Yep.
Listen,
3, 6, 9.
9, which is not bad considering that Vector Prime has 19, 20 something, 21. I think it's 19. It was supposed to be
That's right.
21. Dude, I failed. Don't tell Tim from Open Airlock, but I was going to like collect them all and read them all. But I've
That's a
been able
lot
to.
of books to
I
get,
know,
man. That's a
man.
lot of
I
books.
found one. I found the first one. I found Vector Prime, and that's it in
Nice.
hardcover. I just it's undaunting. One of the people from work, her son, is I told him about these books, and he's read
Uh huh.
over half of them so far. I
Nice.
think within a month. Don't ask me how. I think he's just addicted to reading, but yeah, good on him for doing it. But
Definitely.
yeah, I'm just going through some of these covers, and they're just so just. I just want to go throw up. They was terrible, the worst. Ow. Was there anything else you want to go over? Or should we get into the watch party?
The watch. Yeah. Let Daviaso know if he see if he's gonna
They
join
did.
us.
They redid the Bane series, and I'm very upset with what I'm. They're just so bad. The Essential
Wait, sorry.
Weapons Collection.
What was that?
Oh, they redid the Bane trilogy, the reimagined
Oh,
covers.
the book
and
covers. Yeah, those are
just
bad.
yeah, very very bad.
Yeah, I was not a fan of any of those ones in particular either. Those were just like, ugh.
There's not any of the region. I mean, none of the reimagined covers aside from like I'll give you Shadow Hunters probably the least.
Least offensive of them.
Yeah, but even
Yeah, like I said,
mean,
it wasn't winning me over in particular, but it was okay.
see, I'm assuming he's on Coruscant.
Yeah, he's like in the lower levels of Coruscant. Something like that, and then he manages to track down and kill some Jedi and shit. But does it in a particular way where he does not get
Did you watch?
particularly noticed.
Did you watch? Did you read the abridged version?
I listened to it.
Good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It
Well,
wasn't like
rate
so.
it.
It wasn't so chopped that you really noticed it. That at least that I recall. But to me, it just felt like a story that was kind of filler. It really felt fillery versus like a Plagueis book or something like that. It just kind of felt like, yeah, it's a side story for Darth Maul.
I'm reading like 5 books at one time, or I'm reading like 5 books right now. It's kind of hard. So I'm reading, was it Dark Lord, Rise of Vader? And
That's one I want to read, or at least I hope they put out an unabridged audiobook because
I don't know if it says very interesting that it like takes place before Order 66.
no,
And
it
there's
takes
other-
place. It either takes place like slightly after, or just as it's getting kicked off. But it's supposed to
think
be
it's
just a bit after Order 66.
Well, I don't know because
It's Vader fresh.
well, so what's confusing about it is because I'm reading it and it's like these Jedi are still with the clone troopers and I think they're doing a mission on Selkamai or they're on some. So it's kind of confusing. So I don't know if it's like right before Order 66 and then Order 66 happens, but the clones are still working with the Jedi. at the point
It's
of
a
time.
lot of like the betrayal and stuff that there are, and this is the thing. This is how they explain that there could be um, some of the some of the Jedi that did get away and didn't get killed was that not all the troopers were fully
Yeah. So,
following the orders.
well, let me. So, are you telling me that it wasn't an inhibitor chip? That maybe it was
wasn't, no.
actually written in law?
Hey, Davioso, how's it going, sir?
Good.
Davioso.
Just had some stuff I had to do. But
No
I'll join the
problem.
watch party.
Yeah.
What's that picture? What's your profile picture?
Mine?
Yeah, what is that?
Darth Bane.
Uh,
It's from the comic series, from the original like Sith vs Jedi comic series they did, introducing him, and then they did the book by Drew Carbershin.
nice.
Yeah, I've been feeling a little Sithy recently, so I thought it was appropriate.
Did you read The Courtship of Princess Leia? Fractured?
Audiobook abridged, yes. I have it. I need to read it. Oh, wait.
I can't remember what you bought. I think, yeah, you were talking about Tatooine Ghost or...
Okay, I do have The Courtship of Princess Leia as well. I need to read both of these because even the audiobooks are really, even though they're abridged, they're really good. I enjoyed the hell out of them.
yeah.
And especially like the Courtship of Princess Leia is where they first introduced the Dathomirian witches, and then Tatooine Ghost was kind of a book also centering on Leia kind of coming to terms with Vader, her relationship with Anakin in a way. It was, and it's really good. I really liked how it was done, and it kind of then also was her coming to terms with the Force itself, and that leads to her finally will be getting trained by Luke and all that.
Yeah. I can't remember if
She
you
has
did
kind
that
of a
one or-
negative outlook because of her first some of those first interactions with Vader and being tortured and then watching it happen to Han and everything. So, you know, she kind of has a jaded view.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Despite Luke trying to be like, no, he turned a new leaf. He saved me. She's like, he was a bit of a dick.
I mean,
you know,
yeah.
the whole slaughtering a bunch of people and blowing up my home planet. Dick move. So, you know,
It wasn't technically his fault, though.
He didn't say no. He didn't stop it.
But it wasn't his. I mean, if you look, I mean, he didn't pull the trigger. He was just in the same room.
No, if you want to get to it, I guess it was Tarkin that did that.
I mean,
but
this is just semantics, yeah. Tarkin's the one that ordered it. Tarkin's the one that what?
Vader didn't order it.
Yeah, it's like
he didn't halt it either.
you're blaming Vader for eating the pizza, but Tarkin's one that had it delivered.
Hey, guilt by association, sir. He was there. He could have.
Vader was against it because he didn't like the machine because he compared it to weak.
That's right.
Compared to the Force.
I mean, yeah, he about killed.
Technological terror is nothing
Krennic?
compared to the power of the Force.
Well, yeah, but the original officer in the Death Star where he's like,
yeah, where he said that.
I find your lack of faith disturbing. He's like, enough of this, Vader, release him. As you wish.
My dad recently asked, why does, what's his name, Tarkin order Vader around when Vader's supposed to be ahead of him, like in the rank?
Uh-huh.
And the best explanation I had for him was, well, he respects him, and also it came, George Lucas didn't think Vader was going to become such a popular character, and he was going to be like, second in command and all that stuff.
He had enough foresight. He had enough foresight though to keep him alive at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
Tarkin was 96-year-old Grand Admiral, and Vader didn't. If Vader was to breathe on him wrong, he would be one move away from paralysis.
When I was rewatching, because I have like the original despecialized version of A New Hope Star Wars.
You're cool.
I wish they did keep Tarkin around, bring Peter Cushing back for at least another movie, because his character was great. He had such a great
he died
presence.
In the first Death Star, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Like a dipshit. He should have taken the suggestion of like one of the troops that came up and was like,
at our moment of triumph,
should we be yeah, he's like, shouldn't you be evacuating, sir? And he's like, yeah, no.
Should I have your
moment of triumph?
Yeah.
Like, dude.
He's like, should I have your ship on standby? He's like, evacuate at our moment of triumph. You give them, or what does he say? He's like, you underestimate their chances, or you overestimate their chances, or whatever.
You underestimated them, sir. You should have taken it while you could. Some grand moff he was.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, he was great.
So I'm the only one in the Discord. I'm waiting for you guys.
Oh, I didn't know you were ready to go.
Daviaso said to invite him in when we were ready to get it going. So that's what I said. I was setting it up.
Oh.
Waited for Daviaso.
I don't mind the continued chit chat. I'm just letting you guys know that hey, I got it set up.
I got too many tabs open. Hold on. Don't need that one anymore. Don't need that one anymore. I need that one. I need that one. Alright, cool. I don't care about Star Badger. Chat. Oh, hey.
Oh, there we go.
Got it. Oh, there we go. Stream. There we go.
Now remember, let me know, guys, if you can't hear it or anything.
Alright.
Well, at least run through the last time on.
Last day, yeah. Day in the life of Vader, Part 5. Oh, hold on.
Ree! Exactly. Can you guys hear it?
It's a little bit quiet.
I have it turned up to the max. So.
I heard Daviaso fart, but that's it.
I hear what? Last episode was not my favorite, but this episode my favorite.
Is that why you were on?
Quiet. I kind of noticed how quiet you were on it. You didn't mention anything.
I didn't want to defend it, but this episode is my favorite one for obvious reasons. Yeah, put subtitles on again. So it helps with not being able to hear it, because then you still hear it, because I don't know what it happens in your head. Something happens where like you can read it and then you can hear it. You know what I mean, right?
Sorry, say that again.
Something happens when you can see the word, but you can't hear the word, but then you hear the word when you see the words.
Right. It's evil now. It's evil now.
Of course, of course.
All you need is that red light to know it is evil. Droids.
I skip past this like every time.
No, I normally do too, but I'm just letting letting it cycle.
Just like get to the show.
Obi-Wan to live, not through this.
I'm already up at 1 a.m. watching this. I don't need to watch the extra stuff. I believe that's where Padme. Yeah, isn't that Padme's apartment?
No,
I don't know.
Creepy, bro. Creepy. Just staring at it.
The 40-year-old teenager.
Oh yeah. They could have.
They didn't even bother to de-age him. It's like, what the hell?
No, that's like one of what?
Look at. He has both of his regular hands. This is pre-Attack of the Clones.
Mm-hmm.
On top of it.
Apparently, they did de-age him a bit, but not enough.
They needed to do a lot more.
Dude, he looks literally 100 years old.
100 years old is a little dramatic, but
Okay, he looks
he
literally.
definitely does not look.
You see the.
He does not.
He's got
look
bags
like
under his eyes, guy.
He did.
Hey.
So yeah, I can get over it though. It's Hayden. He's back in Star Wars. It's nice. Someone did do
when they
a
release it on
YouTube edit.
DVD, then they'll do the full de-aging.
I doubt they will. Anything on Disney Plus
I don't think they will either.
released on DVD.
That's giving them too much credit.
Yo, whose mic is like AIDS?
Ah, you've given me all I need to know. Why do I keep you around?
She has flashback.
Before
right here.
Zod. What's that?
She has a flashback like in her head or whatever right here. Like she's hesitant to kneel. And then she looks terrified right
No,
there.
she's got gas.
Huh. Last time she was that low, she got stabbed.
Yeah, she did.
That's a funny.
It wasn't implicitly stated that
Job beam.
she got stabbed, though, so you gotta,
Shut
make
up.
that argument.
Ha! Episode 3. She clearly was, feeling a spot where there was something that happened.
So the first stabbing, I don't know how she survived that.
Survived?
The second, yeah. The second
she's
one
magic.
makes sense. No, the
She's
second one
magic.
makes sense because like she got stabbed exactly in the same spot, or around the same spot too. So like she could have had like some robotics in there or whatever that helped it or whatever. I don't know. Some stupid explanation.
Are you trying to just defend her being stabbed twice?
Well, it's
Yes.
still stupid because it's called Why Would Vader Leave Her Alive anyways?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I don't know. The first stabbing doesn't make sense, but the second one has like some explanation.
Especially no, I knew you were alive. What?
He foresaw
And-
this whole thing, which is a force ability. He didn't.
God
No,
dang you, Sheev.
He did have that ability. He lost it when he like got cut in half and shit.
He wasn't for Vader. His mindset wasn't exactly set though on the future, other than Padme.
Yeah.
Him thinking this far ahead? No. His only thoughts were on trying to, quote, save Padme and doing what Sidious was telling him so he could learn the resurrection crud.
So by
Y'all
the
gonna
end of
die.
the show, by the end of the show, Kenobi's gonna have 2 Jedi robes at his house. Because those
It's
are,
a cave,
like,
not a
different
house.
Well, okay, so now it's funny. There's 2 ships. Why weren't they already loading the second one and getting people off?
ones. I made that
Getting
point
them out.
earlier.
You didn't know because we didn't know there's 2 ships to begin with.
No, they show one when they land. There was one in the background.
Oh, did they? I missed that part.
Yeah.
No.
Been better if they never showed it.
All we need to do is orbital
It'd be better if
bombardment.
they-
Oh, wait.
Be better if they did start this series.
Yeah, I know your opinions. Your opinions are not valid.
They're based off facts. I had no idea that Leia was an engineer. No, that's great. Somebody made the argument
She's
that
magic too. The Force.
She's a
someone-
Skywalker.
Yeah, just
they did that.
by virtue of a Skywalker, she can already tinker with mechanics, even though she never showed any aptitude for it.
Yeah, and they're both gods with little g. Gods with little
And the only
g,
thing
like-
Luke was really adept at that they was pointed out was his flying abilities.
So Star Wars Theory did a video, and I don't know how I feel about him, but he was going to do another video explaining why there's all these lightsabers right here. And then I never saw his
Jedi,
follow
they
video.
But it was Raging Rhino that pointed this out, I think, and or Tuscan Bob. They were talking about this, and it's like, how is it that a Jedi would come along and see there's been like 5 other lightsabers or whatever left behind, 8 lightsabers, and like one was like, wait, how can I not get in touch with these people? We could do something here. Or even Obi-Wan. Where are the rest of these Jedi? If there's this many left, why are we not trying to,
What did Open Air Lock Tim or Tuscan Bob made a joke, the running joke that every Jedi that survived Order 66. Oh, what? He's like, how many Jedi survived Order 66? And he said all of them. Apparently.
All of them, but the main ones that we see.
Were you?
I
Oh,
think-
you didn't. You,
And he's
You
still
didn't- you
fighting.
weren't
He's
there.
fighting like he's this Revenge of the Sith Anakin.
I think Obi-Wan looks the weirdest to me. Like when I see Obi-Wan, I'm like he looks weird. Like it doesn't look like Episode 2 Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I think
to me.
I think he might be wearing like a weird wig or something for
Yeah.
the mullet.
It just
I
doesn't
think
look
that's
right
why.
to me. Hayden looks more like Episode 2 than he does to me.
He's a little more filled out though. He was kind of skinnier in the actual Attack of the
Oh, yeah.
Clones.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anakin still. Well, yeah, he's still using his.
We're all
Form
we're
five.
all
That looks more like
boned,
Form five.
everyone. Everyone, we're boned. but defend, fight anyways. We're boned, but
Some questionable choices that the Empire makes.
yeah.
Hadja. Gotta love Hadja.
Yes. It looks like the leaks of the show are going to be right
Yep.
about the finale.
Sounds like it.
I haven't seen any of the leaks. What are they? What are
You're
they
not
talking
going to
about?
like the ending
Oh, I don't.
because I don't.
I haven't liked 5 of these episodes, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Because I don't like how the ending was described.
Yeah,
How was
it's
it
not
described?
sounding good. We went over these.
Dude,
Hitman.
I don't remember. I don't remember the last episode.
After each
No,
episode
the leaks.
you guys do, he blocks it out of his memory.
Did we do it last episode? Last show,
No,
No, we didn't.
we do the leaks?
We talked about them pre-show before this show even started. There was the leaks that came out about this,
it was like
about
the
what was going to
episode-
happen, and it's particularly the ending.
I must have missed for the last episode.
Yeah, for the last episode.
I must have missed it.
Copy and pasted stormtroopers. What do you want to bet?
I don't think so. I think it actually is stormtroopers. Like, I mean, actually people. I mean,
I don't know. They're pretty cheap. Have you seen any of the reimagined covers they're coming out with?
her, when they go inside the place, her placement is absurd. Like, she'll be in the front, and sometimes she'll be in the
Yeah.
back. I'm like, I don't know. Purge Trooper look cool. Like their helmets. Phase 2 Purge Troopers.
Even though she's got the lightsaber that can just cut it open, apparently.
Ah, dude,
Ugh.
hot.
I mean, why waste the time with blasting it like that and shrieking at them? Shoot it! When you could just cut it open with your lightsaber.
Because that's beneath her.
These are vents though made for people that should be working on it. Maintenance crew, adults, not
See,
a 10-year-old.
Jabim is home to Ugnaughts.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Pratchett loves Ugnaughts about as much as he loves
only
Jar.
good Ugnaught is a
was-
dead Ugnaught. You ever heard one of those things speak? Good lord.
Yeah, I watched Rebels.
He's an expert.
See, I'm thinking of them in
Okay.
in Star Wars: The Old
So this is
Republic.
where someone pointed out that like these are only holo projectors. They're not communicators, and they can only communicate if they're paired with. Who
Oh, the
So I was
thing
researching
the
it.
Obi-Wan's using?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a holo
Yeah, it's a
projector.
holo
It's not a
projector. Yeah.
communicator.
Yeah, I'm like somebody didn't
Yeah.
read.
He's not communicating. He's projecting him holographically.
But it's not meant to receive messages, though. That's the thing.
That's the art.
Oh.
That was yeah. And last time we checked, that's
And
a
here
message.
here's Bail Organa giving away information to where he says they agreed that they would not be communicating, and then he just basically, if he wasn't hearing anything, is assuming he's in Vader's hands, but is giving away this information.
He's like, I'm
dude,
gonna go back
really?
and help raise the boy on Tatooine.
It's not making Bale look smart. That's all I'm saying.
Does he? Does he die on Alderaan when it blows up?
Bale? I believe so. Yeah, he gets blown up.
Because if there's no like canon or explanation, he could get killed by Reva. That's what I was thinking. But then I was like, does he die on Alderaan? I don't know.
Well, I guess it isn't explicitly said that he died on Alderaan, unless it says so in the George Lucas written book. I have not read the book, so I can't.
Okay. Well, they could retcon that, and
they're retconning everything. So,
yeah. So he could get killed by Reva in the finale.
He could, yeah.
Mace Windu could also come back as well.
This is true.
Or Ahsoka and Luke can, become a thing. Just like Anakin and Ahsoka were a thing.
What's up with you and that?
I don't know. He's got an unhealthy obsession with it.
It's rude.
Saying you have an unhealthy obsession with a 20-year-old and a 14-year-old being together is not the right thing.
Listen, crazy things have happened. And you've seen how Ahsoka looked at Anakin. Don't call me crazy. Somebody called it that she's going to have a PTSD moment.
Who did?
One of the guys.
You are.
Well, no. It was one of the... Something on Twitter that I was following was like, she's going to have a PTSD moment in this episode. From like a Order 66 moment.
So, how do they hear each other through that thick barrier?
The Force.
The Force.
The Force is female. She's a
female.
Right. I forget.
The Force, probably. Yeah.
I forget these things.
And you call yourself a Star Wars fan.
I know.
It is pretty... That door's thicker than the door.
Well, that's the thing. How did she know that Vader Anakin, considering she only saw his face, right? She saw him, and she would have known it was Anakin.
And he didn't
and
even
the story
look like
was that Anakin... Huh?
And he didn't even look like Episode 3 Anakin. He doesn't have a scar.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I didn't even catch that.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't have a scar.
Like,
he doesn't have the bags underneath his eyes.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he hasn't gotten days worth of sleep.
Yeah. It's
he literally looks like Anakin.
It's another thing I don't like.
Yeah.
He just looks like a 40-year-old killing children.
He looks like Anakin from Episode 2. Watch, ready? Wait, are we gonna see it right here?
No, it's coming up right now.
Okay. You gotta give Disney credit. They had the balls to put Anakin murdering younglings. Well, George
you didn't see it though.
No, never mind.
You just saw him like swing a lightsaber.
Well, that was all you needed to know. I mean, hey,
look,
less is more, right?
He didn't have long hair either.
No long hair.
No, they're hoping to hide it with the cloak.
It's supposed to come down.
It's like we can't spend money on makeup, so we're just gonna hide his scar.
Which I wish
for some reason left me alive.
I wish the flashback scene was in Clone Wars era or like Revenge of the Sith era. Cold. Not Attack of the Clones.
I forget who was saying this, but it's like, the whole like Anakin, Obi-Wan, them dueling and stuff, showing that scene. That was probably what they should have opened this series with, and it definitely it doesn't work for this, but I mean, it was definitely nice to kind of get the two of them together and to have these flashbacks, because that was kind of what I was thinking too. Was there's gonna be maybe a little bit more of that, but this
I
is
wish it
all we
was.
finally gotten.
No, yeah,
That thing
a
costs a lot of
people
money,
agree that the show should have been
man.
done.
Why doesn't Obi-Wan go? I was stuck on Utapau. I got blasted by my own clone troopers. There was nothing I could do. I was killing Grievous. I was helping end the war, at least as far as I knew it.
Because that would make sense.
There was nothing I could have done. Might as well cry at Yoda and say, "Why didn't your little green ass save us too?"
Now he can use the Force.
Well, he's been rediscovering it.
Yeah, I forgot.
Bro's
Wait,
got a
was somebody-
bowcaster.
I was about to say, is somebody firing a Wookiee bowcaster?
Yeah.
There's a reason why the Wookiees use it. It's meant to be. Never mind.
It's not a Wookiee bowcaster, it's just a bowcaster.
One of them got pretty far in. Can we stop with the shaky cam, please?
Yeah, I don't like that they're doing that either. I wish it
Do you think it's on purpose, or they're just really stupid?
Yeah, it is.
They don't know how.
No, it's on purpose.
Yeah, it's on purpose.
There's no shaky cam.
It's their way of conveying action with.
Yeah.
You gotta insert that Marvel humor.
Yeah, yeah. I'll give you that. That's
Run
definitely
away!
Marvel humor. I don't like that the lightsaber is like a baseball bat sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. It looked very fallen order-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and even Force Unleashed, they were kind of like baseball bats because you just whack the hell out of the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was in love with the droid.
Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy were the last games that had a lightsaber that acted like a lightsaber.
I don't know what Star Wars Theory was thinking when he thought this was Wrecker.
Yeah.
And I don't think he even knew what he was thinking.
Wait,
I don't think he
what
knows
was
what he's thinking
Theory
about,
going
period.
on about?
Star Wars Theory thought this droid was Wrecker.
Huh.
Fun fact,
Think
he's
she had
holding a B-1 battle droid blaster. Ready? Baseball bat.
She has a thing for the droid.
Oh, God. Not another Lando.
Yeah. Look at this.
Yeah.
She's like, I love you. Please don't die.
Oh, I was more on the point of the baseball bat lightsaber.
Oh.
Him just whacking the hell out of people.
The droid's bleeding.
I don't think that was the droid.
I
You never
thought
know.
blasters are not supposed
It's
to...
probably Wrecker.
I thought you're not supposed to bleed with blasters.
Yeah, it's
out.
supposed to cauterize the wound. Laser blast. Come on, people.
Yeah.
But hey, you gotta have the dramatics, right?
Also, why didn't you throw the...
Yeah,
grenade?
why didn't she throw the thermal detonator sooner? But hey, we got our reference to the thermal detonator.
Yeah.
I always loved the thermal detonator. I always thought it looked cool.
Agreed.
But they're a pain in the ass to throw.
It's like,
So I've
because
heard.
he's holding a thermal detonator. And insert job was laughing in the background.
Why would you have that line right there? It's supposed to be an emotional scene, and then you have a humor.
Yeah. Well, they can't just let a scene, be a scene. They have to add. They have to keep going.
Vader's never sounded better. Look at that, Revenge of the Sith reference.
Yeah.
They haven't lost their touch. They're pretty good at lightsaber fights. I don't like how bright the lightsabers are, though.
Yeah, I was talking about that with somebody today at work, and I'm just like, I'm just not keen on these. I mean, it's great and all that they can do more of these FX lightsabers, but they just come off too bright to me.
Mm-hmm. I like how the flashbacks tell the story of the present, where like they're both having the same vision because they can't let go of the memory or whatever. It's good storytelling. That's what I'm getting at. I would have destroyed that.
That would have been the sensible thing to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we'll hear Kenobi say hello there by the end of the show?
We might finally get the line drop. Yeah. I mean, we've gone this far though without it.
It's true. I like this line too when he says, you're not bringing him to me, I'm bringing him to you."
Mic drop.
Wow, just like that? I mean, you just gave the orders to tell Vader he's ours. You don't. I mean, yeah, it's easy to assume he's on the way, but just like that. When I
just
first
explained
watched
it
it,
prior.
that line came off just like, what? That's sudden.
She already knew that he's on his way. That's where he said he's on his way, because did you just not watch the scene before this with Vader?
I tune in and out.
He said, "Tell her to stop."
And we were talking over it, so I wasn't paying attention again.
Okay, I know. He was coming down before they had Kenobi.
You know, we're standing right here.
Yeah, if I was a stormtrooper, I'd be like, "Hey, what you talking about over there?"
We may not be able to aim properly, but we can certainly hear you.
Can't see, but definitely can aim. I mean, wait, no. Can't see, but definitely can hear. That's all I'm good for. Just listening.
So yes, let me send him away with the 2 inept guards to keep him secure.
Well, that's the point. That's the point. Cause she.
I mean, that certainly gives you away, though, doesn't it?
I don't think so.
You're gonna leave a Jedi alone with just 2 guards
Well,
when you already know how.
He did the behind the back move. So apparently you can, like, in training and stuff, lightsabers, you can change it to where they don't, like, cut you in half when you hit each other. And that younglings do that.
With only 2 guards.
He doesn't know that. There could have been 40. There's already a bunch of dead bodies in there, so... See?
One of them could have come back to life, you know.
He doesn't know when those bodies died. Come on. How come we don't see what's-her-name's body with the droid?
Yeah, that's true, huh?
I didn't know that's
Good again.
To do.
I mean, it's funny that a tracker did all of that, but
The restraining bolt.
restraining bolt, whatever.
I didn't know they do that though. I thought they just like restrain you.
You bypass the compressor.
They should have been loaded beforehand. What?
What?
They should have been loaded on the ship beforehand. Why did they?
Yeah, they should have been already ready to go.
Boom.
So he watched himself drop it, and he didn't bother to pick it up.
Maybe he was a double agent the whole time.
We don't get
part
one time the Imperial March. Not once.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I wish there was Star Wars music. I don't like this part. I love this part, but also I don't like this part because whoever
It
did
breaks
the
a
visual
lot of
effects,
continuity.
no, not that. I don't care about that. Whoever did the VFX for this really messed up by they should have had the other ship leave when he's tearing this first ship apart, not after. And you just see Vader staring at a ship when he could have done the same exact thing. Like, it should have been gone when he was tearing it apart.
Right.
He's right there.
The thing is,
white line.
If he displays this kind of power now, why didn't he pull down the Millennium Falcon when it was escaping on Hoth? He had the time.
Argument here, very, very valid.
He's older then. And,
he's not quite as strong as he used. Not so spry anymore.
Yeah, he's not as spry as he once was.
He should have applied the Ben Gay earlier. Then he could have done it. The Force Ben Gay.
The Attack of the Clones lightsaber, which, funny enough, is made to look more like Vader's.
I agree with you. His mullet doesn't look very good.
It doesn't. No, I think it's actually. I don't. Also, you can see like more of his forehead. Like I don't know. It just looks weird. Hayden looks more like himself in Attack of the Clones than Ewan does, in my opinion. Also, I hate that trope. People, in all movies and everything, they make noises when they're trying to sneak attack someone.
Yeah.
It's in everything. Terrible.
Now she's gonna fight him like a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. I like this.
And he doesn't display this power when fighting Luke.
Because he doesn't want to kill his son.
He's older. Yeah, he's older.
Well, right. So he didn't want to kill his son, so why wasn't he just, again, deflecting his attacks like this?
Because he's older, and he can't...
Oh, right. The age thing. I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm going to use that excuse for everything.
Not so spry anymore.
I want
gotta do the spinning lightsaber.
Well, yeah, you had to get that in there. Mine now. For some reason, I'm gonna do this.
I thought he like broke it in half. I was like, I didn't know it comes in half like that. I thought he like snapped it in half. But yeah.
Starts rolling around. Yeah. Okay.
So I was wrong when I said in episode 3, Vader doesn't like move his arms above. Yeah, he does in like everything. I rewatched some Vader fight scenes and he does.
Come on, Dooku her. Dooku her.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was hoping for.
He's in the position.
Ready? No scar, Anakin.
All right, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna pay attention.
All right. Wait for it. There it is. Like you don't.
Yeah, you can't. I mean.
No, you can tell there's no scar there. You can tell.
Yeah.
You also can tell he doesn't have long hair.
They're hiding it with the hood.
Even with the hood, you could still see it in Revenge of the Sith.
Well, like I said, they're trying to hide it with the hood.
Hmm. I think they shot the same flashback scenes on the same day.
I do agree with Favreau. He did a interview saying that he was crediting Deborah Chisley. She's a brilliant director, but he felt that this was incredibly rushed, and I agree that this was just
I don't think they put enough money into the show either. Like,
no.
they should have put a lot more money into
They
the
should've-
show.
And
And
again,
here's the little line that's gonna make her continue living for at least the next episode.
Revenge does wonders for the will to live. Don't you say, third? Wouldn't you say, third sister?
I'll give you some information to live. Or at least to give the Spurgs online enough ammunition to keep this going.
in the gutter.
We kept you alive all this time. Why? We don't know. But, you know, what does it matter?
There's a theory that that little badge is like a microphone.
Well, unless explicitly stated, it's not.
Yeah. And was it explicitly or implicitly stated? Therefore, it's not.
It's not a microphone? Okay.
No, because it wasn't implicitly stated that it was. Therefore, it's not.
Got it. I feel a great disturbance in the force. As if 1,000 souls cried out in fear, whatever.
In terror.
That, yeah. When did her lightsaber get...
Wait, did it get reattached?
Yeah. When did that happen?
Yeah.
What?
He's like,
Sure
well,
could've used
I killed you, so I'm just
one.
going to give you their lightsaber back.
I don't agree with some of the directing choices that Deborah Chow did. I think they should have got probably someone better.
For director or for what?
Of this show.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Deborah Chow, she's dog water.
There's some things she does well, but like a lot of things so far have not been the greatest.
They have not panned out too well.
Like the whole show.
God.
She said that she read the book.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you see this?
oh crap. I bungled big time.
Aw, shit, here we go.
Why didn't they immediately take her back to Alderaan?
Are they gonna take her?
Is she gonna go back to Alderaan, or is she gonna? What's going on?
She can't meet Luke, like, she can't.
No.
Look, it's where Kenobi was looking, too. Now the role has been turned. I was wondering if this kid was gonna actually get, like...
Get some
scenes.
actual screen time.
Yeah.
Well, by the sounds of the leaks, I think he
Episode
is
2.
finally. Or unless they do
Or
a season 2.
Yeah, sorry. Or season 2.
Dun dun dun.
I hope not. Season 1, that's it. All I want.
All right, that was episode 5. Where do
What?
I don't know. I mean, what more to say on that particular bit?
I liked it a lot. Some issues, but overall, I liked it. Mostly because Hayden came back, but that's probably it.
I mean, okay, like I said, it was a good way if we. I like the little interactions between Hayden and McGregor. I thought that was great, you know. But I think they should have been doing more of that throughout the series.
So like, there's this
They could have done
Clone
more
Wars.
to elaborate on the Clone Wars, or just their time as Master and Apprentice. It would have been a great way to build up build up that aspect of it. But even with this, it didn't. It was just the lack of de aging for one was just so jarring because you're just like you see what time frame it's supposed to be,
Hmm.
but he still looks like this grown man that he is today, and you're like,
I think they did. I think they did better de aging in Mandalorian with Luke than.
oh
Yeah, because they put
Jesus.
more money. Because they put more money into that show. They didn't put enough money into this show. But yeah, there's a scene, a deleted scene from Clone Wars that would have been the perfect opener for this series, where
Which
Obi-Wan
was
is talking to Anakin, and they're talking about how he failed Ahsoka as a master.
oh
Yeah, that scene.
somebody's been animating that
Yeah,
actually, and it
someone
looks
did it. Yeah, cinematic captures. He did it. He did it in like the Battlefront 2 skins, and
yeah.
it's really good. It's an awesome scene, and that would have been perfect to open the show up with. But they didn't. Um,
Well,
but
yeah, they were talking about Ahsoka and when she left the
how he
Jedi.
failed her as a master, and like how would you feel? And then he asked Obi-Wan, "How would you feel if I turned out to be a massive failure?" And then he says, "Thankfully, that will never happen." And then like it shows Obi-Wan going to sleep, and it would have been perfect if it like just showed Obi-Wan waking up, like having that as a nightmare or a dream or something.
Right.
No, no, where the 66 scene works too, I guess. Yeah, I have gripes about the show. It's not perfect, which is terrible that it's not perfect.
Like this was a glimpse of what could have been, but there's still like like he knew that she was alive, even though he stabbed her as a kid. He knew.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's like, why keep her alive? Why
So
bother?
this episode,
There's no sense in it when he was doing Palpatine's orders to wipe out all the Jedi, and yet
Mhm.
he decides this one youngling out of all the ones that he's slaughtered with with precision, this one he leaves alive, and then again when he has the time to finish her off, doesn't, and leaves her there instead of like he did to the second sister. As soon as she failed him, he offed her immediately.
Mhm.
uh and then what poor imperial officer hasn't died at the hands of Vader for less failure. It's like it's not adding up, and
No, it's full of like retcons, and if anyone goes on Twitter and says, "Yo, this show has some bad stuff," you get called racist. It's funny.
it's stupid as hell because it's like we're trying to at least give some word of like, hey, this is how you could improve it. This is how you could uh, get our attention into these shows
Mm-hmm.
instead of us, hating on it because we don't want to. I want to enjoy Star Wars. I really do. But you're not giving me any reason to like it because it's just poor writing, poor directing, nothing but these bad choices that they make. I'm sorry. I do like continuity. I like to make sure that they're telling a cohesive story. They're keeping their rules intact of what they've established. They're and building upon their world, but they just do everything and anything possible to spit in the face of that and just keep retconning their own stories. Nothing straight. This is we talked about. We were already Jay Hitman and I were already talking about this earlier. This is why, like for example, I don't really get into Western comic books because their stories are also generally inconsistent. They're always rebooting the universes. They're doing all this goofy stuff, all these multiple tie-ins. That's why I tend to like manga much more because at least you've got that one full story. Granted, the Japanese don't always know best how to end a story, but for God's sakes, at least I've got like a full, consistent thing that I can read, understand, and enjoy. Now, maybe
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a simpleton, and I'm just not being able to grab all the threads that they're weaving or whatever. But it's like I don't think it's too much to ask for to keep things at least in that one way contained or whatever, but just to tell that straight story that we can get into.
Agree-ish. I like
Ish.
Western comics, so
Like I said, that's just been my problems, and like they never like I'll get into enjoying an artist, and then they'll suddenly change the artist, and it's like
I hate
God
when
damn
that
it.
happens. Yeah.
So that's been my issues with that. It's like I like consistency. that's possibly just my
This,
own little nitpick sort of thing. But
this episode was written by someone else. It wasn't written by the same writer who did the last
Yeah,
four.
it's not. It was not written by Joby Harold.
Yeah.
it wasn't.
No.
Yeah, never
Joby
really-
Harold. Is that his name? Joby Harold.
Yeah, Joby Harold.
Yeah.
Which I think he's a writer on the Flash movie.
God,
Also not doing well.
no.
But also they just announced that they're firing what's his name?
Ezra Miller. Thank
Yep.
Christ. That
Officially.
took too long.
Dude, they need to. Whoever I forget the what's his name, the actor that does the show on the CW. He's really good.
Grant
I think
Gustin?
I think he should have.
Yeah,
his
people have
own.
been like, bring him in on the
Oh,
for
he's
the
great.
Flash.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of Lucas Till?
Lucas too? No.
Till? T-I.
Till, no.
He would be perfect. He played Havoc in the old X-Men movies.
Oh
two villains
yeah,
around
he
his
did
chest.
play. Yeah.
X-Men.
I don't know, man. I'm more.
Or just do Wally West. Like, stop doing Barry.
I still
he's-
like.
Oh, yeah. Grant Gustin.
Yeah.
Or... No, I love him on the show. The show's gotten progressively worse, but...
Yeah, I dipped
And
out
I
of
wonder
that
why.
show after
Like why?
season
Why do you?
two.
Why do you think? Because I was like, Arrow did really really well. Like Arrow started off pretty strong, and then they did the whole Elicity thing, and I
then
didn't
it-
like that. Yeah.
And then it got back to being better. Like, there was
Yeah.
a few seasons where it was off, and then...
Yeah,
back
like
on.
towards the middle of the like the middle seasons, but
Season
they
4,
came out-
fourth season.
oh god, yeah, and then they
By
came
far.
out with like Elicity, and I didn't like that because it was always. I mean, in the comic books, it was always.
Black Canary and Green
Yeah, yeah, and so I didn't like that. But the Flash, I think, started off really, really strong, and then they
Super
started
strong.
doing that. They did this carryover.
Season
like, Legends
two,
of Tom-
like mid-season 2, I just dipped on that show. I'm like,
Yeah.
God dang it, this is no.
but they
Season
did,
1
they
is the perfect season, in my opinion.
It is, yeah. And then they came out with Legends of Tomorrow, and I think like around there they kept doing these like crossover.
Well, you
I
see,
love the
that's the thing. It kind of suffered from the comic book syndrome. They were trying to do too many crossovers
Yeah.
and overline too many plots together. They couldn't keep a straight story. Like it's fine to have those big events and stuff, and bring
and
bring
these-
characters together
yeah.
for a story, but
And DC's notorious for doing. They do
Mm-hmm.
so many different events and crossovers.
The
It's
showrunner,
hard.
the new showrunner of the Flash, or the current one. I mean, I don't think he knows how to run the Flash.
Yeah.
Because he tries to separate it in like comic book art.
Are they stopping the
terrible.
series, or are they?
No, it's still going another
Is this
season.
still going? Yeah.
It's one more
How many-
season.
Is it 10?
They got renewed.
10
season
are
9.
they season 9? Yeah.
Yep.
I'm really
Season
upset.
9's the
that
last.
I really wish they would continue. They would have continued with the Arrow. I really like
Yeah,
Steven
same.
Amell. But
I'm gonna go meet him actually in September.
where are you going to?
Salt
Which,
Lake Comic Con.
Are you going to Salt Lake?
Yeah.
Like I say, are you going to Emerald City?
Yeah.
Comic-Con?
That would've been hilarious.
I thought about going to Emerald City. It's in August, but it's in Seattle, and I don't know. It'd be. They have this. It's like a $250 like comic book package. So it's comic book, and so I thought about doing it, but I could only, if I could get, I'd only really go like Friday, Saturday, and then I'd have to fly back Sunday or Monday. But
Yeah, I'm driving down there. Salt Lake.
it's 120,000 people is what they had last year. They had 120, or 2 years ago. I'm sorry, pre-COVID, they had 120,000. So Salt Lake here is really good though, because I
Yeah.
think that's the one that Stanley really liked going to over San Diego.
Mhm.
And then everybody and their grandmothers at Fan Expo, right? In Dallas, is it Fan Expo?
Yeah, that one everyone goes to. San Diego has lost its touch, honestly, because people stop, like, all the
It's
big
just-
studios stop going there.
It's just, it's just so. I think it's overpriced. Honestly, I'd rather go to Salt Lake or Emerald
I
City.
paid $50 there for my ticket to Salt Lake.
Are you? How many days are you going? You going all 4?
All 4 days.
Nice. When is it? Is it in August?
It's end of September.
It is September. Fractured. We need to go. We need to get time off and go.
I'm sorry, what?
We should go and do the show down there. Maybe we'll see. We won't see Dave. I don't think
I don't know. They keep announcing people, so who knows?
he'll be at FurryCon. He won't be at the Salt Lake one.
Oh God!
But yeah. Notice how fast we switched right off of that episode.
No, it's just so bad. Did we even give our thought? Fracture, did you give your thoughts? You said it was dog water, yeah?
I mean, it's just been following the trend, but like I said, it
It's the
had
best out of the
the
five.
promise of showing more of the relationship stuff with Anakin and Obi-Wan as Master and Apprentice and all that stuff. But again, even with some of that they kind of dropped it because he was fighting a different style. He was
So
acting more like
yeah,
his Revenge of the Sith kind of Anakin.
right.
Um,
They should
so
have.
it just dropped the ball on that, and then the fight choreography with Vader
Yeah.
and Reva and uh, I,
So let me
yeah,
ask you this: do you think since Joby Harold didn't write this episode, was it better or worse than the previous four?
I mean, I see for the writing credits of this episode, there's Joby Harold, Andrew Stanton.
Andrew Stanton was the main writer on it.
Oh, okay, he's the main writer. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think Joby is unavailable.
what makes it funny is I heard that this is gonna also be they're gonna cut this down into movie format
Yeah, yeah, they're releasing it in some
after
theaters.
the finale, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? So is that what this should have been, or
Well, no, they're gonna. It's gonna be like a 5-hour movie. So there's a theater releasing when the final episode comes out. They're gonna also release the first. So you can watch the first 4 episodes, 5 episodes, and then the final episode will be coming out then.
who's gonna go to? I mean, this isn't Lord of the Rings, man.
Uh,
Nobody's gonna. I don't
I don't
know
know.
who's gonna want to go and do that.
This should have been a movie though. There shouldn't have been a show.
I
Because you would have
understand.
gotten
There's
done so
A
much
lot
stuff.
of
And also,
a lot of chaff could have been edited out of this.
they also marketed the show as an Obi-Wan and Anakin show, and it's actually an Obi-Wan and Reva show.
It's a Reva
And
show. It's basically
It's
her
the Reva
spinoff.
show. Yeah. Which leads me to my next question: do we think is Reva going to survive? Is she going to have her own show?
No, I don't think
You don't
she
think?
survives.
You don't
You
think
don't
those
think?
rumors are going to be true that they're going to give her her own show, or do you think that'd
If it
be
is,
like a
it'd be a
prequel?
prequel. If it is, it's a prequel. But like once you know, there's an unwritten rule in Star Wars. If you know about Luke Skywalker, you're dead.
But
I'm
do
not
these
kidding, like,
writers know to keep that rule?
I don't know, but like
Joby Harold didn't know that Obi-Wan knew Anakin was Vader. Like,
that's why they got Andrew Stanton.
I mean, so based off that logic,
Oh god,
I
this
think-
has been so mishandled. I mean,
I
yeah,
think-
like you said, Daviaso, this was marketed as Obi-Wan, Anakin, Vader. You know, that's what we should have gotten out of this show, and that would have been probably a lot more interesting. I still think they should have just done the book, but and even I heard I was listening to Mahler on the Real BBC. He was saying that it was some of the original plans were basically what was the book. Like there's some original plans for the show that basically sounded like the Kenobi book, where they had the whole small town and the dust up with their Tuskens and all that sort
and
of
then
stuff. But
Deborah
then they
Chow came into
scrapped
the
it.
picture.
They scrapped it and did all this. I'm like, oh, we could have actually had something close to the book then, if it's true. I don't know. This is
Yeah, no, there was. They had to rewrite the whole show. That is true. I
Well,
don't know
yeah,
what it
even
was in
Kathleen
it,
Kennedy
though.
came out and said that it was too.
Make it
Was
more
she
interesting.
would she say bleak? What did she use? What word did she use?
I just
She used
know
a
it wasn't-
specific word, and they scrapped it. God, what word did she use? It was really bleak, bland. No, it wasn't bland. It was like
boring.
I don't know if it was boring, but it was something along those. It was like I have to find the article, but she came out and basically said it was blah blah blah, and that they were going to rewrite it. So it probably my opinion or my speculation was it was too close to the book, and she didn't want to do that. They needed to make it more stupid. I guess
their
I don't
own.
know. Yeah,
their
I don't say
new project altogether.
Well, but that would make sense, though. I think that it was originally probably close to the book, and if what you're saying is correct about this article or this guy from the BBC saying that the original plans that were closely related to the book, then that would make sense in my mind. That she would scrap it and want to do her own thing, and then Chow come along and direct this.
I think the best thing Chow did was fight to bring Hayden back.
Oh, did she fight to bring
Yeah.
him back?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
her thing.
Huh. And then not really use him.
I know, right? If there's not more flashbacks,
That's so bad though. That's like so like hey, like I'm gonna
What a
fight to bring you
misstep.
back. Well, yeah, it's like it's
wait,
so like
was it her? It's either her who fought to bring her back, bring
it's
him back.
her because she did an article because they're both from Toronto.
Okay, or was it
And
Vader? 'Cause I
no,
know.
no, it was Hayden specifically because they're
Okay, okay.
the article it was like they both are from Toronto and she basically is in love with Hayden and blah 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 and wanted to bring him back.
Same man.
Yeah. So, but I do wonder. I think that is curious to think about. Like, were the original plans to follow the book, and then somewhere along the lines, KK was like, "Nope, we're not doing it. We're gonna do our own thing."
Well,
Or
whenever I guess the last episode we're supposed to get the rematch of the century, right?
Apparently.
yeah, and that's what. So that's what's so irritating about Star Wars. There, he's like, since they fought one time, he's like, so like in episode 3 they fought, and then he's like, well, we have to have another one because if we don't have another fight, then it breaks continuity. And I was like, I just listened and I'm like, well, that's so stupid because like because I think he referenced like, I don't know if he specifically referenced the quote on the Vader on the Death Star, but they already had a fight on Mustafar. That was the last time they were supposed to fight. And you have to have two more, so them fighting technically a second time, and if they didn't fight a third time, that would therefore break continuity.
Technically, they fight 3 times. Because if you
Yeah.
count the flashbacks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people are counting the flashbacks. So then they said there was gonna be multiple
it's just-
fights between them. So
Well,
we just now need the
what he was saying
rematch of the century
specific, yeah.
because episode 3 was not much of a rematch of the century. That was one-sided ass kicking.
It wasn't even a fight.
It barely, like I said, it was a one-sided ass kick.
Yeah.
That's basically all it was. Obi-Wan running away the whole time while Vader was the dominant force of the fight.
I was going to post this, and I saw this on Instagram, but Ewan McGregor was on. He was being interviewed by Jimmy Fallon or whatever, and he was basically saying that during that scene, he actually got scared. He's like, he turned around and he was like, oh shit, and he's like, I saw Vader and it scared the piss out of me. And then he was talking, he felt like he was 7 years old again because like it was the scariest figure he's ever seen, blah blah blah. But like he was saying, like legit, like he literally like crapped his pants on scene because he was that scary. I'm like, yeah, I can't with you.
I mean,
It might be scary. Come on.
yeah, it is within. I mean, Vader does bring a certain presence and everything, but I mean, when watching it though, I didn't really get that sense personally.
Well, and then Davi also brought up like interesting, like how low budget was. I think Raging Rhino was. He was saying that like when you watch it, like it's like I don't know what they call it in like the film industry, but the lighting is so bad. It's so dark, like that fight scene, and I don't know if it was specifically.
Color correcting?
Yes, color correct. Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was meant for that scene specifically, but when you watch it on TV, like it's so dark. And just a lot of that stuff was just I don't know.
The show could have easily been given a higher budget.
What do you
Higher
think? Did they
budget,
release
better choreography? It's like
better
they could've used a
director?
lot.
What do you think the budget was? Have they released what? Like if
No.
Stranger Things is
They don't
spending 30
usually-
million an episode, like
Disney
what?
Plus doesn't usually release how much they do.
They don't.
budget-wise.
I mean, literally, that fight scene was done in a rock crushing plant in California.
They just do articles like it's the most popular thing on our streaming service.
Yeah,
Okay,
you know
but
what's
what
funny?
does that mean?
when I watched that fight scene, I don't know if we talked about this on when we did the watch party for episode 3. I thought they were fighting behind the place at work.
Yeah, you told
Oh
us.
yeah. You were
I literally
mentioning that.
I literally thought they were fighting behind there. That's what it looked like. It was like that's how low budget it is.
It just looked like some
Right.
rock
I think-
quarry or something.
All right,
I think
Hitman,
that-
we're gonna get a Vader suit for you, and you're gonna go put it on. And then we'll
Yeah,
have
we're gonna
some
do it.
PAs
I think
Kenobi
so. Real quick, like if you guys just real quick, your biggest complaint about the show, like what it could be from directing, writing, budget. Like what we'll start with Fractured. What's your biggest complaint so far about the show?
Biggest complaint would be the writing. I think
Writing.
they should have gone. I think that if the original story is what I heard it to be, they should have absolutely gone with that. Or if anything, just like I've said, use the book. They could
Yeah.
have turned that into a fantastic miniseries or a good series.
Do you think it should have been a book or a movie? Or I'm sorry. Do you think it should have been a movie or a series?
If they were gonna do an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie and want it, or something involving Kenobi, they needed to keep it to a smaller scale, I think, especially for this time period. And yeah, it should have just been a movie, if anything.
Do you think they should have
I would
done
have said,
multiple movies or just one movie?
I mean, you could have done a trilogy, maybe, like adapting the book, but I would have said like you could have taken the book and turned it into one whole series. That would have
Yeah.
been good. But I mean, if you
You
wanted
could
to
have
kind of
spread
keep
it out
things,
though. If you, yeah,
if you want to kind of keep things shrunk down, yeah, I would say you could do a movie, and then that would have been it. Just kind of, yeah, if you wanted to fill in just the little day to day stuff Obi-Wan was doing, and if you really wanted to kind of do some what if,
Yeah.
or take some stuff from what if, where he did fight some people. Because I think there was even like not even a what if, but it was part of the Star Wars Legends. What was actually called Legends, which was like 100 years after Luke's time, but
Yeah.
it was Shroudhead who became Darth Crate. He was having
Shroud Head from the
flashback.
book?
He would no, not Ashradhead, his son.
Oh, okay.
He got infested by some of the Yuuzhan Vong plants or spores, and he lived well past his time. But he became Darth Crate, started a whole new Sith thing. Darth Bane's holocron made fun of him and mocked him. It was great. But in one of those comics, he had a flashback to fighting Kenobi on Tatooine. And that could have been something they could have thrown in there to give people their lightsaber fight. And it would have been like a neat little way to maybe kind of allude to that storyline without not actually maybe making it canon, but just kind of, a little something something. That could have been, like I said, their little thing for it. Or then, even do it later down the line. You do the real live version of the Rebels scene where Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul,
Yeah.
and you could have done that. So that, yeah, there was a lot of different possibilities I could have gone with.
100%. Davia, so what are your thoughts?
Budget and time. I should have put more budget into the show and more time
Yeah.
and effort.
100%. Do you think it should have been a series or a movie?
A movie.
So this is, and then do you think it should have been one movie, or do you think they could have spread
One
it
movie.
to one movie,
movie.
not a trilogy?
No.
Okay.
How about you, Hitman? What's your
Man, I think it's I go writing / continuity. Well, I'd say writing, and I'd put continuity in like.
Well, I think that's
slash-
just kind of a
yeah,
given with the writing.
Yeah, I think.
Personally.
Yeah,
But I think it also goes into what Daviaso said, needing the time to
I think
write out and flesh a better
But I don't-
story out, so they could have
Hey.
done like a movie or something.
Here's the argument, though. I think even if they didn't rush it, I don't know if, and again, like I don't know Deborah Chow personally. I don't know. I'm not privy to any other stuff that she's worked on. But just based off like this, I don't know if more time would even improve the writing. I don't know. Maybe possibly, but I think it's just again, everybody's a critic, but I think it's just so poorly written. I don't know if more time would have helped. Maybe. I would have liked to have seen this them adapt the book, and I think that I think it'd be interesting to see a movie perspective, like maybe a trilogy. But if they were to do a series, I think they easily could have done 10, 15, 20 episodes. I mean, if they were to take the book, they could have spread this out a lot more. But yeah, to Daviaso's point, I think budgeting's big too, because if you have this great idea to do Kenobi, like great, do it, and KK doesn't give you a check for unlimited payroll or unlimited, basically a blank check, then you got to figure out how to. I don't know. Apparently, I was having a discussion with somebody. Apparently, CGI is really expensive. I didn't know that. I didn't think it was, but
yeah.
it's apparently very, very expensive.
It's
And
expensive,
like-
but also like the biggest thing is that it's not like you don't put a lot of. It's about how much time you put into it too.
yeah, so I
You
feel like
can
this
make any
is
CGI look good.
Yeah.
but it's about
I
the
think
time you
even
have.
with a smaller budget, if they had just been given the time to really put something together, then there could have been some
But
improvement to this.
the argument that I made, like, so why did they rush it then? Like, if you can't say, well, they announced it, therefore they're under a deadline. Like, they can announce that they're doing this, but they, like, why did they rush it?
In their minds, they think this is good.
Yeah. I don't know. I think,
I don't know. Maybe this is me coming from mostly the video game world and stuff. It's like, when has a rushed product ever been considered good, or the idea of it being good? I mean, we've seen companies like Nintendo even coming out and going, "We're pushing back our game to make
Right.
it better.
Right.
We need to take more time to work on this to make a better game."
you can't
So-
argue, yeah, for sure.
I don't see how the idea of like rushing something could be
Oh, well.
still like, "Oh, this is great."
They rushed this, but Lord knows they're not rushing Eclipse. I mean, that thing's supposed to come out the end of the decade,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just, bad writing.
Yeah.
How do you rate this episode? Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being highly recommend, can't wait for the next one. And 1 being you just want to jump into a compactor and press the button.
I'll go with an 8. Better than the rest.
Oof. Okay, fractured.
I'll go with a 5 as mid tier. I mean, yeah, I got a little like, oh, neat, Vader being all crazy OP, but my brain kicked in and was like, there's problems with this.
Yeah,
But it was still cool to see. I won't lie.
Yeah. Well,
And it was nice for the Anakin Obi-Wan flashback. I would have liked a little bit more, a little better story crafted for it, but
yeah, I would give it a.
Hayden didn't have a lot of dialogue either.
Yeah.
huh?
I wish Hayden had more dialogue. Like, I wish they actually talked.
Yeah, they kind of cut him off.
His
on
voice,
that,
his voice sounds different though. He sounds, and I get like obviously.
Did they
he's
use
older.
that?
Yeah.
Did they use that reverb thing or
Respeecher.
whatever?
No.
Respeecher?
They should have Respeecher. They should have, but yeah.
Because I thought he sounded pretty much like him from those movies. So
No, he has a much deeper voice.
Yeah.
Did he? Okay.
Oh yeah. I can't give it a 5. I think if they showed him actually killing and slicing the younglings in half, then I would give it a 5. But solely based off the fact that they didn't do that, I can't on principle give it a 5. So
You're a vicious son of a gun, you know that.
yeah, I want to see body parts. Actually, I don't want to see a baseball bat. I want to see the younglings
Limbs
cut in half.
flying,
do.
heads
I wanna
being
see-
sliced off.
I want to see the younglings, the stupid helmets that they wear. I want them to see. I want to wallop down the middle. Would have given it if I had seen that, dude. I probably would have been in the ballpark of Daviasso, solely based off that. Watching like arms, like hands, like once they're severed, like crawl on the floor, like Pirates of the Caribbean type style. But yeah, no, probably a 3.
Wow.
I think
not a 1.
It's not a 1. No, solely based off the fact that they did the fight. I think the fight scene to Fractured's point, I think they should have started the whole series with that, and they didn't. To your point, though, I don't like the lightsabers. I think the lightsaber is just, they're too bright. They're not as, I don't know.
Something wrong, yeah.
Yeah, it's not as good as
They
like
could have
when you watch
toned it down, but
when you watch the prequels. Like in my mind, that's what I want to see. I want to see like
Peak Star Wars for me is episode 3.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of stuff I want to see. These lightsabers are I don't know how to describe it. They're just off. They don't look good. They're so yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I must have missed the leak, so I don't know what. I mean, obviously there's got to be a fight scene.
we
so
talked
I don't know.
about him on the show. So.
Well, yeah.
You
know
blocked
me,
him out clearly.
Probably. Yeah, I've been trying to block out this last 5 episodes, but is Reva going to get killed by Vader? Is she going to get killed by the Inquisitor?
From the leaks, it sounded like
Vader.
she goes to get killed by Vader.
But now that kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, Vader, you've had multiple opportunities to kill her, and you've
Because like in the
screwed
leaks,
pooch.
it's like Vader. She's still working for Vader,
Yeah.
so it might be different now.
Yeah, because
you know?
the leaks are saying like she was discovering Luke through the Force or something. It wasn't due to Bail. And she starts to goes to Tatooine, holds Luke hostage at some point. Obi-Wan, I think, is supposed to be there and convinces her not to. Turns a new leaf, goes and attack, and basically what probably was this, she attacks Vader.
And then actually dies.
And then actually dies, yeah. So
Yeah.
So it's probably different.
it would be a little different, maybe, yeah.
I think Obi-Wan has to kill him.
Do you think Obi-Wan's gonna kill Reva?
Yeah.
That she won't get her new. She won't get her show.
Similar to Maul versus.
Kenobi.
Similar to that fight where like, she's endangered Luke and that's his only mission, and so now
That's
he
what
has to
finally
go
clicks
all
in his
Phasma.
brain that he has
Yeah.
to.
Did you ever
Because-
watch a movie called Unknown with Liam Neeson? He plays he's a air marshal.
Nope.
No.
He gets in a fight with another agent in the bathroom, and the guy that he's got in a headlock or rear naked choke is going for a gun, and he's like, "Don't!" And so he's got the gun and he's trying to shoot him. He's like, "Don't do it, Sam! Don't do it! Don't do it! Please don't make me do this!" And he like snaps the neck of the guy and kills him. And I wonder if that's what's going to happen. Like Reva's going to put him in a position, like you said, and then Obi-Wan's just going to have to like just do it.
Actually finish her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, all we can do now is we'll just wait and see what happens.
I mean, I would channel in my.
I mean, I'm still waiting for this rematch of the century. I mean,
Yeah, I
are
still
we
want
gonna,
to do that. Thing.
are we
It's
gonna,
gonna-
go,
they're gonna-
is
they're
it
gonna be
going
on
back
Mustafar.
to? I was gonna say, are we going back to Mustafar for another
Yeah.
fight? I mean, what's
Yeah.
gonna go on here?
They don't have hyperdrive, so whatever is close to Jabin.
I don't know. Yeah.
Are they going
to finally get Leia back to Alderaan? I mean, what the hell?
But this is the argument I've heard from a lot of people. Is like, why the hell is Obi-Wan? Why has he not trained Leia in the Force? Like he's had her.
Okay. I just thought of something. All right. How the hell is Reva gonna get off the planet?
The Force is female, dude.
Jabin has other places other than that one place.
How is she gonna?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Dude, if space
Vader
whales,
just ripped apart one ship. I'm pretty sure they weren't gonna leave all those other ships behind when they left. Unless they just decided to leave the one she came down on.
maybe the fifth brother's like, no, I want to actually kill her because I'm irritated with her, and maybe he'll fly back to Jabim and try to kill her, and then she'll like.
And then
take
she
his ship or
kills.
something.
Wait, no, she can't kill
Yeah.
him because he dies in Rebels.
Yeah, Maul kills him in Rebels.
Yep.
Listen, the Grand Inquisitor is supposed to die in Rebels, and
die in Rebels.
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. Other than the Force, maybe she like. Force ghosts.
She pulls a Leia and just flies through space to Tatooine.
Listen, I mean, if space
That's
wolves
right.
can, infiltrate the Chimera and kill Thrawn, then I'm sure she would figure out a way to get off GB.
Oh no!
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
Find out next week.
Jetpack.
oh, I can't wait.
That's a good point, though. Like, how does she get off? She'll just build a ship from the destroyed ship that Vader destroyed.
Yep. Should teleport.
She'll salvage the ship or the parts or something. I don't know.
Should go for Skywalker.
You know what's
Maybe
gonna
she's a
happen?
Skywalker too.
Wrecker's not really dead, so she's gonna try to get Wrecker to rebuild the ship or something.
Yeah, because he's a smart guy.
I mean, I don't know. That's a good point, though. I didn't think about that.
It
She's
just popped into
dead.
my brain. I'm like, oh wait a minute, how the heck is that gonna work?
Unless
You gotta call
here's
Plea.
the thing.
She's gonna
Here's
call
the
Plea
thing.
And then find out he's dead.
Nobody kills her. It leaves the door open because it's not explicitly stated she died, so therefore it's just going to be left
Season
unknown,
2.
and then she can have her own show. They're going to release the Reva show,
People actually were kind of calling that, yeah.
and it's going to be like a revenge series. It's going to be like she's going to be like solely like once aligned, not
It's
aligned
John
with
Wick,
Kenobi,
but
but yeah. Like she's now like her rage is going to keep her alive, and she's going to slowly make it her. She's going to actually be an Inquisitor and look for Kenobi and kill him because he's the reason why she got smoked by Vader. Apparently, I wouldn't doubt it. Rage is keeping everybody alive, dude. And I mean, she's not a Sith, but she's a Force sensitive dark Jedi. So her
Dark
rage's gonna
Jedi
keep
with
going.
barely enough training in the dark side. She shouldn't.
She
be
does
able
read
to-
minds though, dude. So she does have that going for her. She has the Kylo Ren power.
That's a special force power, sure, but it doesn't mean she keeps her alive.
Well, if it's a force power, but
Rage doesn't keep her.
I don't know, dude. Rage kept Maul alive.
Oh, I have an explanation for why Qui-Gon Jinn died.
That's right.
Because Jedi are trained to not hold on to things.
Right,
And
there's the.
he knew about the afterlife of like Force ghosts and everything. So he's like, it's my time. All right, I'm not gonna hold on to life.
Even
I'm
though
just gonna let go.
No, I get that. I do.
Yeah, that's it.
Like I understand that. That's very Jedi. I mean, that's all. They're very much like accepting of their own mortality and everything like that. I get that, and I know Sith they tend to rage and they'll hang on even as a freaking tormented soul.
Wait, so you're saying that's why Qui-Gon was like, I'm okay with dying?
Qui-Gon was just like,
That's why he
"Peace,
died. Yeah,
I'm
that's why he
out."
died when he got stabbed in the stomach compared to like the last two people.
Even though would have been possibly the better person to train Anakin.
Oh yeah, he would have been 100% better.
Not to say Obi-Wan was bad, but you know,
He's more like a
Qui-Gon definitely would have been more the right temperament for Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I don't know. Maybe he had a hidden rage, and he just didn't show it.
He didn't show it.
Yeah, you never know, man.
Well, he was very different from the rest of the Jedi. He was a bit of a renegade.
That's why he wasn't on the council, man.
Yeah, and Obi-Wan said that, right? He's like, you could have been on the council a long time ago if it weren't for the way you behave.
And he's like, I'll do it.
All your special projects and stuff.
He's like, I'll do what I must, Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan's like, all right, go suck a fart. And Qui-Gon's like, okay, I will. I'll like it, and I'll enjoy it too.
I'll leave you to train the boy. Oh shit!
Damn it! Now you're gonna make it my fault that the galaxy gets.
Yeah, basically, right? He's like, hey, I don't have to take responsibility for this. Yeah, I took him off of Tatooine. That was it. You trained him, Obi-Wan. Not my fault.
Yeah. Alright. Got anything else? Anything else we want to talk about?
No, I think we just about covered it.
Yeah, that seems about it.
Davi, I was so glad that you joined us finally after
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
lying to us about you doing stuff.
What?
Appreciate you
I was
jumping
doing very
in, sir.
important stuff. Okay, I was sleeping.
Sleeping is good. It can be nice. I don't blame you. So
Actually, got anything? When are you gonna start Republic Commando?
yeah, so I am right now editing part 6 of one of the Jedi Outcast stream, the part 5.5 that I'm calling it, which is just the second half of my 2-hour stream for part 5. That'll be going up on Monday, so keep an eye out for that, everybody. Once I get 6 edited into 2 parts and get that posted, part 7 of Jedi Outcast, which is basically the finale. That's the end of it all. I'm debating if I want to edit that down or to slap the whole hour in. I don't know. I think like 30 minutes up as the big grand finale of me fighting Jason and him continuously killing me a bunch of times before I finally got the good hit on him.
There you go.
Spoiler warning. And then I was thinking probably I wanted to maybe do that the same Monday that I released the 5.5 to start the Republic Commando stream. Start playing that game.
There you go.
Because
it's a good game.
Yeah, it is. And I put the poll up for it. It was what got the most votes.
Out of what?
So,
What did you put the poll on?
I shared it on the Discord and stuff too. So I don't know.
Out of what were the choices? Because I'm trying to remember. Was Dark Forces on that or no?
Yeah, it was. Hang on, I'll find it again really quick.
I think I voted on it.
Well, you voted Republic Commando because Republic Commando was pretty much the de facto winner. That was the only one that got votes. Um, I'm like, what? You gotta be kidding me. So yeah,
Yeah.
I had the Star Wars Jedi Knight, which was Dark Forces 2, Force Unleashed, Jedi Academy, and Republic Commando. I should have known Republic Commando was probably gonna win out.
100%.
So yeah, I'll be starting to do some of the live streams for that pretty soon. Like I said, just once I get more of definitely when I get more of the Outcast stuff set up. But regardless, I'll probably get going on that too. Because Republic Commando is fun.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Good
a very
soundtrack.
good game, yeah.
Yeah, it is. So how about you, Hitman? You got anything?
I'm gonna start. No, I got everything set up, so I'm actually I just beat Jedi Outcast, so I'm gonna, I think, restart it. Actually, well, I don't know. I'm trying to debate whether if I want to redo Outcast and stream on it, or like jump to Academy, or download Republic Commando. Probably not Republic Commando since you're doing it, so I might do.
Good. The thing is, you had to kind of find some extra stuff for Republic Commando because the game was not ported super well to
Oh,
PC.
it wasn't.
So you kind of have to find some mods to help tweak the mouse sensitivity and everything. They get some
I did
real
not know.
it like
Oh yeah,
this
it's
mouse
terrible.
sensitivity goes up to the funny thing is when I first played the game, I don't remember that ever happening. But now it's like the mouse sensitivity goes up to 1,000, and I have to tweak a bunch of settings to get it working properly. So like in the
What do you
main
need
menu,
for that?
in the main menu, it still does it. But once I get into the game, the mouse works fine. So it's not being crazy. So I've got things set. I'll just need to start streaming it.
What do you need for that then? You just need to find mod to. You just need to mod it out, or oh dear. Okay, well then I'll probably do like Outcast or Academy then.
Go for Academy. Academy's fun.
Dude, I can't do it's so hard to play Academy once you've watched the Jedi Academy re-edited, and if you haven't, you're missing out.
Oh, I know. Even when I was playing Jedi Outcast, I kept hearing certain lines and just remembering that. So I understand. Daviaso, you got anything?
Nope. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I took a break from YouTube for a bit. 3D printing stuff.
Ah, yes.
You're not reprinting anything.
No. I am printing right now a Soldier Boy shield from The Boys.
How is that?
Neat.
The show? Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You
It
should
was
watch
like
it.
a very violent version of Justice League.
Superheroes owned by organizations.
You got like super muffled there.
You're talking to the toilet.
So it's like superheroes were owned by organizations, and it's like a satirical take on superheroes.
Yeah, nice.
It's basically a Superman going evil.
Nice.
Not necessarily, but yes.
A little bit, yeah. Maybe
He's
Invincible's
a character in
more
the
of
show.
that.
But there's a lot more in the show than
Nice.
just Superman evil.
No, I know. It's just one of the tropes. So I'm just like, whatever.
No, it's a good show. Good show. Really superb acting.
All right.
Highly
Well, with
recommend.
that. Okay. Well, with that, to everybody out there, thank you for watching, listening, whatever you are partaking in. You all have a good night. Goodbye.
Shout out to Sentinel again for joining us.
Yeah, Sentinel, thanks again for joining the show and being in the chat and sending us that article for sure. That was.
Invite him on sometime.
I'll try to. All right. With that, good night, everyone. Bye bye.